Good evening, everybody. Nice to have you at the Hollywoodbets Cricket Stadium. Kingsmead, a beautiful evening out here. Lights out, fans out, and definitely some good cricket to be played this evening. Welcome to everybody. My name is Mtutuzi Mbata, and I'll be commentating with my friend here, Dev, and we're looking forward to an exciting game. The ShoFire Lions versus the Hollywood Hotshots. And definitely the two best teams in the competition so far. And we look forward to seeing who will be crowned the first champions of the Castle Milk-Stout Dolphins T20 Bash. Welcome, Dev.
Dizzy, thank you, and welcome to everybody. This is going to be a fantastic match to watch, and we look forward to the action as we see Otniel Bartman running in here, bowling to Marcus Ackerman, and just that pairing right there tells you a lot about this T20 competition. Strength meets strength on all levels.
Dev, I'm super excited about this one. I think the third and fourth playoff, the one we did before this, I was excited, but this one I'm super excited about it. Bartman running in to Ackerman, tries to tuck him up off the pads for one at square leg by there. This game is going to be seriously exciting. Two hot teams that have played really good cricket. And from my end, I'm looking forward to seeing this small battles. Players like Otniel Bartman versus players like Marcus Ackerman. These are two quality players that are going to be up against each other. They've also had people that have done really, really well for the ShoFire Lions. Jacques Fourie on the other end now facing Otniel Bartman.
Backvillain just miss out on the cut shot there.
This is a bowler that the Hollywood Hotshots are definitely going to be looking at in terms of him striking nice and early in the power play. Dev, in a final, in a power play, how do you think they should go about it?
For the Hotshots, obviously strike early, strike quick, get rid of your key batters of Ackerman. I think the Lions are backing a lot on Ackerman to score runs here, and if he gets off, the Lions would certainly be in a good position going into this match. As it over comes to an end there, Bartman only 3 runs off it.
Yeah, I think when we look at the key players, Dev, can you tell us of some of the key players in the Hollywood Hotshots and guys should watch out for, as this is the final, and definitely the key players have to step up?
Yes, Doozy, there's quite a few key players in their team. If I look at the batting lineup, you look at Parsons, he can take you apart in the power play. Bosch just made a good 91 in the previous game. Bartman can bowl. So they've got a lot of key players going for them. So does the Lions. I mean, it's Milane. They've got Ackerman. So it's going to be a really tight contest going into this as Ethan Bosch runs in and starts off with a wide.
Yeah, it definitely starts with the wide there. As we said, we look out for the competitive nature between the Dolphins players. We've got Ethan Bosch bowling to Marcus Ackerman, and this should be a really good battle. And this is the final, and one that everybody wants and been looking forward to. So here comes Ethan Bosch to Marcus Ackerman. Marcus Ackerman pulls it
in
for one to deep square, and
good fielding down.
really good fielding there. It looks like both teams have been really teams that are hungry and determined in terms of the gears.
You can just see the intensity on the field.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting. I think when we look closely at a player like Ethan Bosch, he's been striking early for the Hotshots, and let's see how he goes about it today. Great bowling there. I think there's been really good communication, Dev, with the batters, looking to rotate the strike. They haven't really gone for too many big shots, but it's been a team that's rotated the strike really, really well. And in the power play, you always want to have a good start and not lose early wickets. I think 11 after 2.2 is not a bad score. And as they sum up the conditions, can you tell us a little bit more about the conditions there, Dev?
The conditions looks very good. It's even though it's evening, it's quite hot out. The deck is still in very good condition. The ball's coming on nicely. As we see, that one wraps Ackerman on the pads. The wind has calmed down, luckily for the players, so that might change a few tactics for the teams. And yeah, so good evening for cricket. I see smoke going from a braai in the distance, so that means the conditions are ideal this evening.
It's definitely a final to remember and one that we've been waiting for. Congratulations to all the teams that have been involved throughout the whole tournament. And here we are
Bosch runs
in the final.
Good strike rotation by these two. We're just waiting for one of them to get the fire started with a few boundaries.
Dave, when we take a closer look at scores, what number would you have in terms of first inning score that can put the other team under pressure? As they normally say, the team that's batting first would like to put a score up and put scoreboard pressure on the team batting second.
Dizzy, on this wicket, on this field, and with the teams playing, I think if you get something above 160, that would put enough pressure on the team chasing in the evening. So yeah, 160 plus, always a good total to have on the board, and will always give your bowlers some confidence to come in and bowl. That one goes high in the air. Will it be taken and dropped down in the deep? And they come back for 2 runs.
This is a very, very interesting, Dave. There was a chance there that was put down at deep square. Ethan Bosch bowling to Fourie and dropping it down there at deep square. I think this is really exciting because you get the opportunity to see franchise players, club players, and also school players coming together and obviously getting the opportunity to play on such a prestige ground, Kingsmead, Hollywoodbets, Kingsmead Stadium. And I think that moment could be one for both teams to remember, and let's hope that the Hotshots don't regret that opportunity that they've just missed out. Otniel Butman to bowl the 4th over, and let's see what he does. One of the key performances in this Hollywood Hotshots.
Back of a lens, straight onto off stump, then they run through for a single.
Yeah, Dave, it looks like it's been a really good tactic here by the ShoFire Lions in terms of looking to run every single ball, rotating the strike, especially in the power play. There haven't been that many boundaries hit in the power play. And that's been really good bowling from these two, from the bowlers from Hollywood Hotshots. And I think they know that the power play is a big period of the game.
Yeah, as we see a cover drive there, and again, just a single. It's almost like they're playing tip and run out there.
It definitely does look like they're playing tip and run.
But with 3 going into the 4th over here, 2 overs to go in the power play, you never know. Some of them, one of these two could just come off, and that scoreboard would look much better. They're going at 5 and over. Would like that run rate to be a bit higher. As Ackerman hits a 6 over cow corner there. Great shot. Waited for it, took his opportunity, executed his skill. Brilliant cricket.
I think Ackerman has obviously sunned out the conditions and has seen that and got himself in the first 3 overs. I think he'll try to let loose now for the last 3 overs in the power play. In the power play, obviously 2 fielders out, and he's looking to obviously maximize that fielding restriction. And Otniel Butman, one of the top bowlers around the country, and this will be a good battle, and let's see how Otniel comes back from that 6.
Ackerman drives, single to mid-off, where Parsons feels it. I think previous over in the middle they had a chat and probably said one of us has to go after them.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Get that run rate up. I think a good score here in the power play is anything above 40, they will take it. As I take another single, these two have been running brilliantly.
Yeah, Dev, I think it's been very, really interesting to see how the ShoFire Lions have decided to go about this power play. Their big player being Marcus Ackerman, and someone they would like to bat through for a period of time. But when we look closely in terms of the ShoFire Lions, not only has it been Marcus Ackerman, but other people have contributed in their lineup. So they've got a really strong batting lineup. And Hollywood Hotshots, they back their bowling a lot with experienced bowlers in the lineup, and they definitely going to make sure that they try strike up front. There's also going to be a big middle period with bowlers like Jordan Gregory and Bryce Parsons that will come in probably straight after the power play.
Dizzy, if you look at the two teams, who would you like to see set the world alight tonight?
I think it's going to be really interesting when you look at the balance of both teams. I think both teams have quality bowlers, quality batters, and I think that the ShoFire Lions are a team that are in form, but also the Hollywood Hotshots are a well-balanced team. And I think the players around the main players are going to be very important, and the matchups when it comes to that. I don't know who my money is on right now, but I think if the Hollywoodbets Hotshots can get rid of Marcus Ackerman nice and early, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the middle order of the ShoFire Lions, and it's going to be interesting to see how ShoFire Lions can bounce back from there. But right now we've got Marcus Ackerman, who's out there in the middle with Jock Free, and they're doing extremely well, and let's see how they go about this power play.
They're all coming back into the attack here. Fired into leg stump, and they take a single.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the strike rotation from these two. As we've seen, there hasn't been too many dot balls in the power play, and I'm sure they'll try and maximize on the boundary opportunities with the two fielders out.
I think this is a matchup the captain wants. Ackerman, and he reverse sweeps all the way for 6. Just as I wanted to say this could be the matchup, he proves me wrong.
That's very, very true. That's a brilliant shot there by Marcus Ackerman. Gets down on one knee, reversed, sweeps it all the way for 6 behind square. That obviously must say that the pitch has obviously taken a little bit of turn and a bit slower as he gets it all the way behind. But definitely a brilliant shot there by Marcus Ackerman. And as I said a little bit earlier, it's going to be very interesting. He plays a massive role in this lineup. And if he can bat majority of the overs, we'll probably be looking at the par score that you said, Dev, of 160.
That'd be great for them. The sweeps.
Close shout there, Dev. What do you call?
Probably going down there. Might be some bat on it. But yet again, we see the keeper running to the opposite stumps.
We saw that a little bit earlier. That was pretty interesting. I think this is going to be an interesting ball, this one.
Oh,
Marcus
what
Ackerman,
can we say?
Marcus Ackerman advances and hits it over mid-on all the way for 4. A brilliant shot. Definitely attacking the last 2 overs of the power play. As in the power play, there's 2 fielders out. And with these fielding restrictions, looking to maximize on the boundaries they can get in this period.
What do you think bowling to a left-hander of having your mid-on up and your long-off out?
It's a very interesting one because the ball's turning away from Marcus, so where he would look to hit it with the spin would be to mid-off. And he goes over extra now for 4 runs. And what a brilliant shot by him. And he's hitting
Unbelievable
it
cricket.
with the spin, and a brilliant shot over extra cover, and a big player for this team. And as you said, the power play is massive, and 40 about, you said about 40 odd.
40.
Yeah, 40 odd in the power play will be really, really good. I think the interesting thing is that they naught down, and them being naught down will give them a great opportunity going out of the power play to score as many runs as they can.
If they can capitalize on this start, it would be massive for them. As he plays a sweep shot and picks up a... Will that be cut off? Great fielding there in the deep as they come back for 3.
Yeah, Dev, I think we're in a very, very good spot here where we get an opportunity to see everything. And not only do we see the players and what they're doing out there, but we also get to see the beautiful fans that are out here today watching the game in such perfect conditions out here in Durban, all the way at Hollywoodbets Cricket Stadium. atmosphere has been set, and congratulations to everybody behind the scenes that have played their part in doing a really great job in getting this whole tournament going, and sponsors involved, players involved, and here we are in the final, and a great start, 5 overs, 44 runs, no wickets down, and this one is definitely going to be a humdinger. The last time we were involved in such a tournament, score that was pretty high was chased down, and this has been a brilliant start, so we have to see what happens. One more over left in the power play. This is the hot over, they call it, and they've called upon Ethan Bosch to be the one who comes out and bowls it, and here he comes against the informed Marcus Ackerman.
This is a good matchup right here as he pulls him all the way for 6.
Dev, it's very interesting.
Great shot there from Marcus Ackerman. He
Dev,
looks in sublime form at the moment.
Dev, I just had to bring this topic up, and we spoke about it in the previous match, which is about bowling the hot overs and bowling death. We can see that Ethan Bosch obviously tried a change up there.
Yes.
And not going into the block hole. So it's been very interesting how he goes about this last over of the power play.
See him playing down to third man there, picks up another boundary. Ackerman is a roaring lion at the moment.
Yeah, the Lions are sure on fire. Sponsored by ShoFire. Lions doing really, really well. That's a brilliant shot by Marcus Ackerman, guarding it all the way down to third man there with third man up and it going for 4. I think this is the over that they would match up, Dev. What do you got to say?
I think Ackerman is going to try to capitalize on this over as much as he can and get that total above 60 in the power play. I think any captain or coach will be happy with that.
Yeah, this is so exciting. Good cricket, positive cricket in the power play. Here comes Ethan Bosch. Ooh.
Try to go over cover there. Good bowling there from Bosch.
Very, very interesting. Looks like Ethan Bosch looked at the umpire in terms of no ball, pretty close. And I have to commend all the players. It's been really good in terms of extras. There hasn't been too many extras from both teams leading up to this whole final, and it's been exciting. Looking at Marcus Ackerman, I'm sure he wants to capitalize on the last 3 balls, 54 for naught.
Bosch running in. Full toss, straight back at him. That's one way of saving the runs.
And that's very true, Dave. You take this out from the nets and you go put it out in the middle and you get to see an opportunity for Dolphins players to go against each other. But what a great learning opportunity for the youngsters, the club players who come in and see how it is and how the guys play against each other. But not only that, rub shoulders with the guys, share ideas and see what it's really all about playing at this stage. And this is a great matchup. Great competition here between Ethan Bosch.
And just experience a different intensity in play. From school to club to professional playing. As you see, that one goes past point there and they come back for 2.
Yeah, Dev, I think you're 100% right in what you're saying. The intensity is definitely a little bit higher. Standard of plays is definitely higher from the guys that are more professional. But as I've said a little bit earlier, I think it's a great opportunity for guys to learn and obviously see how it's done when it comes to professional level. And as I said, the matchups are really, really good to see. Great bowling there.
Last ball of the power play goes for a dot ball. Bosch ending his over there with a dot. The score now is 56 without loss of 6 overs. I would say that's a win for the Lions.
Definitely a win for the Lions. The current run rate right now is 9.3. It's really, really good to see. Great start for the ShoFire Lions. And in the final, you definitely want to put the other team under pressure by putting a score on board. It's going to be really, really interesting. And as I thought, first over out of the power play, Bryce Parsons will be the guy bowling the first over, taking on the long boundary, 2 left-handers, and he's decided that he's going to be bowling it into the left-handers with the long boundary, and it's going to be interesting what he dishes up today. Bryce Parsons is one of the key players for this team, a guy who opens the batting and also their main spinner, so it's going to be good to see what he does against these 2 batters that are in form.
Dizzy, looking at the long boundary there, where, as a left-hander, where would your scoring areas be now? What areas would you be targeting?
I think, first of all, one of the key talking points, especially when it comes to T20, is the mid-wicket position. And as we can see, it's wide open, and there's always an opportunity to run 2s. But not only that, if you hit it along the ground and you're able to, and there they go, They're running hard there. Are they going to get 2? Yes, they are.
Yes,
Just as I spoke about it.
fantastic running by these two.
Yes, the mid-wicket area is normally open in a T20 competition or in a match, and it's a great opportunity, especially with the big boundary for you to be able just to tap it there, look for 2s. If you do that 6 times out of the 6 balls, you're looking at about 12 runs and over, and then obviously looking for the boundary in between. So let's see how they play this against Bryce Parsons.
I think it's very key that the keeper gets his angles right with those leg side fielders to try and restrict the 2s there. As you can see, Parsons annoyed with the fielders taking a single in the covers there. Obviously the job is to cut down that single.
I've been really impressed with the running of the ShoFire Lions. Any opportunity to rotate their strike, they've been doing so.
As he hits that one, they're coming back for 2 after the fumble there in the deep.
Once again, I have to take off my hat to these 2 batters for the running. The running has been exceptional. They've always run hard, the first one hard, looking for the second one. And it's been really, really brilliant to see 2 guys that have really committed to rotating the strike, but not only that, putting the fielders in the deep under pressure. That's 1 to long on, well played by Marcus Ackerman.
Marcus Ackerman, so quick off the mark there. He's looking in very good nick. He moves on to 48. 47, correction there. And Fourie is just playing his part in this innings. I think we spoke about it in the previous game about knowing your role, as that one gets misfield between his legs and it goes for 4. Fourie letting himself loose a bit here.
You know, this game is a really short format, an opportunity for guys to make small differences in the game, and it looks like the Hollywood Hotshots on the back foot here, and let's see if they can stand up and keep fighting ball by ball to try put ShoFire Lions under pressure. ShoFire Lions definitely on top here, but a couple of wickets, 2 new batters come in, and it's a different story, and the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have to believe that they can turn this game around, and I think it's really important they go about it with the right attitude and keep fighting.
As Parsons' first over goes for 10. The run rate's at 9.4. I think the Lions would be quite happy with the position they are in at the moment. As we see a new bowler coming in here.
We've got Mshongo coming in here around the wicket to the left-hander, Marcus Ackerman. This is out of the power play, so that would mean that there would be 5 players out and 4 in the inner ring. And it's very clear and easy to see what plans a bowler would have in this situation. He's got a deep square out. He's got a mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, which is cow corner, long on, long off.
That's a fantastic shot by Marcus Ackerman. He had a clear plan of where he wants to go. That's 50 up for Ackerman of how many balls? 29 balls. That's a great 50 from him, setting the tone for the game. And that takes the Lions to 70 without loss after 7 overs. Dot ball there.
A beautiful evening out here in Durban could be interrupted by a little drizzle. When we look out on the field now, there's a little bit of drizzle, and we hope that this can obviously blow by or stay away, because this has been a cracker of a match, and we hope that it doesn't interfere in this exciting match.
Bit of a mix-up between the 2 batters, and they finally come through for the single. That was a lot of effort for 1 run there, Doozy.
That was really, really interesting. I love the intensity in which this match is going about. both teams really giving it their all. People diving around, throwing the ball around, trying to get wickets, and obviously trying to build pressure. And it's been really, really good to see. I think when we look at the score, things are going really, really well for the ShoFire Lions. 71 after 7.3, no wickets down. And this is exactly what the perfect start that they were looking for. But the Hollywoodbets, Hotshots have to believe they can still change this game.
Longer running in. Ball Sufuri gets a single down to mid-wicket. I think a key thing now is to keep that ball in the air. Keep it dry as possible.
This is going to be really interesting. Really, really interesting. The drizzle
seems like it's intensifying a bit, but it might just blow over. It's Ackerman on his knee, heaves it over deep mid-wicket for 6.
This is really batting really, really well. This is a different tempo. This is really, really good. He's striking at 181 strike rate, which is absolutely brilliant, putting the other team under pressure. And as a bowler, you don't want to be bowling to Marcus Ackerman. He is on fire, like a ShoFire lion.
Agreed there, Doozy. I would not be wanting to bowl this over. As he runs in again. Low full toss, down to long on. Takes his single. As the over comes to an end, Chalonga's over going for 13 runs there. Doozy, doesn't seem like any bowler coming into the attack can stop this rampage at the moment.
That's very, very true. 79 after 8 overs. Literally at 10 runs and over. ShoFire Lions are definitely on top. And someone has to believe and be the one to change the momentum towards the Hollywoodbets, Hotshots. And I think a guy like Bryce Parsons, who's very competitive, is definitely going to be someone who tries to make a difference for his team. So this is going to be really, really interesting. And I'm curious to see how the Hotshots really try to pull this one back.
Dude, I can't see the ground staff being overly eager to get the covers on. As that one goes out into the deep, they'll come back for 2.
It's been really, really interesting to see. Once again, I have to highlight, and I hope anyone who's watching can see it very clearly. The running between the wickets has been brilliant. It's a deep boundary and a long boundary on the one end, and they're utilizing that by getting a lot of 2s. Marcus Ackerman goes for a shot there.
And he's
brilliant catch by Ethan Bosch all the way there long on. Marcus Ackerman is out. The big wicket that they were looking for, Marcus Ackerman, who's been the rock of the ShoFire Lions, is finally out. Ethan Bosch takes the catch. Bryce Parsons, the bowler, as I said, always going to be looking to fight back. And this could be the turning point in the game. 81 for 1 after 8.2. And we've seen it many times before where a team is cruising and the momentum is stopped. And we see how things can change in this format, the T20 competition. And this has been an exciting start to this final. New batter coming in. And let's see how they go about it. Do you think, Dave, they should carry on? Or they should, build another partnership? But a brilliant knock there by Marcus Ackerman as the crowd cheers him off for a brilliant knock.
Yes, Doozy, I think Dlamini's role has to replace the role of Fourie in support of Ackerman. Just bat around each other and just continue the momentum they have. I think they're in a very good position just to keep pressing on and bat sensibly in a way. Being 80 for 1 after 8, 160 does look like an easy score to get.
That's very, very true, Dev. I think this is a free spin, we call it, where you bring up a low order batter to come in there, do a bit of pinch hitting, power hitting here to put the other team under pressure. I'm not quite sure, but I think Dlamini hasn't been coming in at 3 in the previous matches. And someone who's definitely mature was in the KZN Dolphins Academy a couple of years ago. And a guy who knows how to bat. 3 left-handers up front for the ShoFire Lions. And let's see how they go about it. Bryce Parsons versus Lungelo Dlamini. dot ball, which we haven't seen in a long period of time, and well bowled by Bryce Parsons.
That is a mysterious unicorn, that a dot ball in this innings.
That's very true.
Parsons in, fires it in straight at him. It seems like the drizzle has almost stopped. It's much lighter now. I think we might just get lucky with a full game here. Dlamini sweeps as they take one.
Yeah, they're definitely taking one. I think there's been very strict instructions by the coach or the team themselves in terms of rotating the strike. They're always looking for one, and all these small ones that they're getting and the twos, the ones that they're turning into twos, are going to all count at the end. And it's been really good to see the guys really running hard and putting the other team under pressure. There goes another single. Straight to the fielder, another single.
Great running. I
great
love
running.
the intensity of the ShoFire Lions running between the wickets. I think they scored a lot of runs which should have been dot balls.
Very, very interesting here. This period is a very big and important period of the game. A beautiful power play by the ShoFire Lions. And the period between 7 to 15 before we get into the death overs is a period in which really is about controlling the game, building partnerships, not losing too many wickets, and trying to have wickets in hand in the back end to score as many runs as you can. When we look at it now, the run rate was going at about 10s. It's now dropped to 9.2, which is normal out of the power play. And let's see how ShoFire Lions go about this period, which I think is the middle period and the most important period, setting you up for the death overs. And they've decided to bring back Otniel Bartman.
Good move from the captain here.
To try get a breakthrough. That's
Strike
it.
quickly, put them under pressure. Full and straight. Run out.
And that is a run out. Yes.
One brings two, Dizzy.
One brings two. As I said, the game and momentum can shift very easily with two batters coming in after a brilliant start. And this could be the downfall of the ShoFire Lions. But not only that, a lesson to be learned. As much as we would like to rotate the strike and get singles every single ball, we need to also be aware that the communication between the batters is really, really good. And they know when to run. As that is a soft wicket given away by the ShoFire Lions. A brilliant knock by Ferry, who's done really, really well there. Even though he made 18 from 16 balls, but contributed to the team.
I think he played a pivotal role in that power play period, batting along Ackerman, rotating the strike beautifully. As we see Andile Similane come to the crease.
Yeah,
this is an exciting young prospect with 10 overs to bat. As we've seen in practices and in the off-season, he can hit the ball miles, people.
It's going to be really interesting to see how they go about it, ShoFire Lions. The key batters, the guys that have contributed throughout the tournament, are now both out. And I think that is going to be interesting that the other players contribute and ensure that their team get a decent target. Another 80 runs from 11 overs, as Dev said. The pass score here should be about 160, which will put the Hollywoodbets Hotshots under pressure. Can put the Hollywoodbets under pressure.
Bartman runs in.
Oi, buddy! Yeah.
Great
Otniel
delivery
Bartman
there.
there. Bowling a great delivery there. It's been really good to see Otniel Bartman, a guy who was picked up at the SA20.
Marquee player.
Marquee player. It's been really good to see that. And we're super excited to see what happens in that tournament. And these small tournaments like this give guys practice to get ready for the CSA T20 happening in October. And we look forward to seeing players like Otniel Bartman doing their thing.
Bartman to Dlamini. Misses the ball. Dot ball. Great skill execution here by Bartman.
Yes, Dev, I think
Showing why he's a marquee player.
that's very, very true, Dev. I think this is the period that's very, really important. The momentum could shift. And we're really, really excited to see what comes of that. And Otniel Bartman is someone who's looking to strike, even though he didn't pick up the wicket, but the run out wasn't. They got the run out, which obviously gave the Hollywoodbets Hotshots the belief that they can bring this one back.
Dizzy, how long do you say think they're going to stay on the field here with this drizzle falling down?
Yeah, I think it's picking up a little bit, but let's see what happens. I think we got to stay positive and believe that it won't be so bad. And
as we see the umpire checking the pitch there for some water on it, see how wet it is, see if it's still safe to bowl on it. Bartman running in.
Oi!
Great Yorker. Lamini did well to keep that one out.
Yeah, Dev, I'm a big fan of Yorkers. I think Yorkers should be bowled more. I'm not a big fan of too many variations, and it's good seeing someone like Otneil Batman, one of the best death bowlers in the country, reverting to what he knows, and that is to get it straight into the block hole, put the batter under pressure, and it looks like the momentum is shifting a little bit. It was at 9.2, now it's at 8.5, and I think a player like Otneil Batman would look to strike here and put the ShoFire Lions under a bit of pressure. As I've said before, Marcus Ackerman was a big player for them.
Yeah, I see the umpires calling for covers as the drizzle just intensifies a bit. Dizzy, now it becomes a waiting game.
Yeah, it does become a waiting game. And
this can also stop the momentum of a batting team.
That's very true. I think the momentum stopped when the two in batters and the two openers went out, and things were starting to shift towards the Hollywoodbets Hotshots, and they've done really well. I think it's very important that they go back to the dial, think about how they're going to go about the last 10 overs of the game, or should I say the innings for the ShoFire Lions. Hollywoodbets Hotshots have done a really good job in terms of fighting back after a brilliant start by the ShoFire Lions. ShoFire Lions have had their two openers contributing, and they've done really well. Marcus Ackerman has been one of the better batters in this whole tournament, and it's been good to see him playing a positive brand of cricket, taking on and putting pressure on the bowlers. Dev, do you see ourselves getting back here?
Dizzy, if I look at the drizzle falling, I doubt it.
I don't know, Dev. I think it's...
I think that might be it for us tonight.
You think so?
Well, I've only been here 3 months, so I don't know the conditions that well.
Yeah, Dev. So tell us a little bit, Dev, how's it been for you being here in KZN all the way from Pretoria, the role that you're playing at the Dolphins? How's that been for you the last couple of months?
Dizzy, obviously experience that I've been waiting for long. It's been a good opportunity for me, and it's been an adventure so far. It's been great working with the team, great bunch of guys, and I look forward to the season. Hard work has been put in. We had a very good off season, and some of the guys will tell you that some days have not been easy and some days are actually nice. So yeah, I look forward to the season. The hard work is done, and now it's just playtime.
Yeah, Dave, it's really good to have you as an addition in the Dolphins setup management, and we're excited to see your contribution in terms of what you can do, and we're super excited because not only have guys done fitness tests since we've been here, but it looks like they're able to up their standards and already with fitness tests, and how strict CSA has been with guys having to pass their fitness tests in order to be eligible to play. You play your role in ensuring that the guys have done really well. So that's good to see, and it's always, the fitness trainer is always the one person that people don't like, but it seems as if from what you've been doing, you've done really well. So keep on doing what you're doing, and congratulations to you on the new position you've got at the Hollywoodbets Dolphins cricket team. But going back to the game, Dev, your take, money on who? Which team is going to be winning this final?
Depends on how much money, Dizzy. But if the rain plays a part and we lose some overs, I think the Hotshots will be chasing quite a high total with not a lot of overs. So let's see how quick we can get back onto the park and get this final underway again.
No, definitely.
Seems like the drizzle has stopped a bit. Or do I just have bad eyes again, Dizzy?
Please put on your glasses. Yeah, no, Dev, I have to say, for our first stint here in commentating, how's it been for you?
I think we should do this every day. I think Pitch Vision should really look into getting commentators for all the domestic games.
For the amount of rubbish that you speak. Dev, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. And obviously the game's not over and we still obviously have to go through the game. But it's been good to see the competition between all the teams, the team owners, the sponsors, the fans, the players, the different level of players. For me, it's been really exciting seeing domestic players, franchise players, club players, school players all coming together and putting this whole tournament together. Coaches from different backgrounds, different areas coming together and also getting opportunity to coach teams. And it's been a really good tournament, not only for the players but also the organizations. Dolphins Cricket being able to bring people together through word of mouth and getting people to come down to the stadium. It's been absolutely amazing to see. Really, really nice. And congratulations to everybody behind the scenes.
Dizzy, you know the vibe is good at a place if the rain can't even push them away.
Yeah.
Then you know it's the place to be. I can see the marquee tents are still full, people still queuing up to buy some food. Castle Corner is calling, and it looks like there's a vibe going there. So let's hope the drizzle goes away quite quickly so we can continue the party.
We will have a little bit of an ad break now. Be back shortly as we wait for the umpires to make a call on what will happen next. Let's hope that there won't be too many overs lost and a break of momentum for the ShoFire Lions here in this match. And currently right now standing at 84 for 2 of the 9.5. Looks like they're going to be putting off the covers here. And they will be back with the action out here at the Hollywoodbets Kingsmead Stadium.
Looks like we're playing some cricket again.
Welcome back to the Hollywoodbets Kingsmead Cricket Stadium. ShoFire Lions versus the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. This is the final of the Castle Milk Stout T20 Dolphins Bash. Friday night, or should I say Saturday night, under lights. Atmosphere absolutely amazing, and the game was stopped because of rain and now has been reduced to 19 overs per team, and it looks like the ShoFire Lions have got 9 overs to make the impact they're looking to make. They're on 85 for 2 after 10, after a brilliant start where they're running at about 11 in the power play, and the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have brought it back a little bit. You've got Bryce Parsons now bowling to Similani.
Someone did the rain dance, Doozy.
That's very, very true. And let's see Bryce bowling to Similani.
Bryce firing it straight in there. Obviously knowing the short bar, any width there, any flight, he knows he's going to travel. Parsons, they get through for a single there. Good running by these two. Hope their communication is spot on for this partnership. The score is 86 for 2. Another single there. This is a good trend with this team, Doozy. Good sharp running between the wickets.
It's been really, really good to see that. I think after the run out, they could think twice about it, but it looks like they've had the same approach, looking to rotate the strike and put pressure on the fielders. This is great bowling by Bryce Parsons, and it's good to see the Hollywood Hotshots coming back after the start that the ShoFire Lions had. I think a player like Bryce Parsons knows the big role that he has to play in this period.
Yeah, very experienced bowler. Similani misses out on that one.
I was extremely close that David looked like almost hitting the stumps from where we're watching. But Andile Similani looks like someone who's definitely going out there and going balls to the wall, trying to get as many runs as he can. And great fielding there by Bryce Parsons, stopping the runs there. That was a brilliant over by Bryce Parsons. He's only gone for 2 runs in that over. Something that hasn't been seen a lot in this innings. The game could be changing, Dev. What do you say?
I think there's a definitive momentum shift here. The Hotshots getting in 3 crucial overs in a row here. Bartman, then Parsons. So, yeah, definitely a momentum shift going towards the Hotshots here. As you see, the run rate dropping to 7.9 at the moment, all the way from 11. What do you think Pascal they'll be looking at going forward here, Doozy?
I think in the 19 overs, also try to get as close as I can to the 160 mark, which would them keeping up with the same sort of tempo that they're definitely going at now. And that is 7.98 there and about. And here comes Jordan Gregory, left arm spinner. Very experienced club player, and I've been really impressed with this guy throughout this whole tournament, and a guy who has put up his hand not only with the ball but also in the field. High energies and only added value in his team. So this period right now is going to be big for him. Good bowler, experienced.
Do you think Similani is going to try and take him on here?
Let's see what happens. Well bowled by Jordan Gregory. He changes up his pace really, really nicely. Sometimes darts it in, gives it a little bit of air. And I think he backs himself here with the long boundary on the leg side. And it's going to be interesting what Similani does.
Yeah, Similani can clear any boundary as he hits that one. And it is huge into the stands.
That is a beautiful shot there by Andile Similani, showing his raw power. Really, really, really impressive there. Double stepping, getting to the pitch of the ball and hitting it all the way over the bowler's head for 6. And this is definitely a stamp in his authority in trying to keep the ShoFire Lions dominating and doing as well as they can in the game. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach these last 7.3 overs of the innings and see what the total they can get. Looking at going at about 8, 9, and over, even a little bit more, will put them in a strong position for them to defend the target that they put up.
Let's see how Gregory tries to end this over. 3 balls left. Flights it up again. Similane gets 1 down to long off. Score 95 for 2. Dizzy, do you think if they go in to the rest of this inning scoring 1 boundary and over, do you think that would be a goal for them?
Yes, it's very, very interesting nowadays when you look at T20 cricket. As a batting team, you're trying to hit about a boundary and over. Boundary count plays a massive, massive role. And 50% to 55% of your runs should be scored in boundaries. And this is something that the ShoFire Lions have done really, really well. For me, what's been really, really impressive with them is they're running between the wickets. Constantly always looking for 2, rotating the strike, always putting the fielders on the boundary under pressure, and just constantly looking to keep the scoreboard ticking. And this is the last ball from Jordan Gregory to get out of the over. He's gone for 10 runs so far in the over and would like to close it off. And let's see if Similane puts him under pressure and makes it a 10 plus over. He taps it into the leg side without a mid-wicket. Will they go for 2? No, they won't.
Great fielding
This
there.
is great fielding there. Gets it in on the bounce. Great fielding by Ethan Bosch. And 11 runs off that over. Jordan Gregory, not so bad after being hit for 6. And ShoFire Lions.
Dizzy, that just shows you the importance of scoring that 1 boundary and over. Over that should have been 6 is now 12. And that's a real momentum shifter right there. What do you think is the Hotshots tactic going to be? Bowl spin as much as they can today, with Gregory still has 3 in the bank. We still have Parsons with 1 to bowl and Dewall with 2 to go.
Yeah, Dave, it's an interesting one because Drizzle came down just now and the ball could be a little bit
Reverse sweep from Similane.
And the ball could skid onto the bat. And also, not in much turn would be on the deck if there's if it's a greasy pitch with the small drizzle that we had a little bit earlier. So they're even wiping the ball, the players there, and we can see that clearly that it's maybe not as dry. So spin could be easier to hit.
The ball just skidding onto the bat.
Just skidding onto the bat. That's exactly it, Dev. And I feel that a guy like Bryce Parsons is very accurate in bowling the lines that he could bowl. So he could also skid on, hit the pads, or obviously bowl the batter. And let's see how it pans out. But it is 100 up now for the ShoFire Lions for 2 after 12.2.
Reverse sweep by Dlamini, and that goes for a boundary.
That's a brilliant shot there by Dlamini. Reverse sweep past short third man for 4. And as I did mention a little bit earlier, the ball could slide onto the bat now with the conditions, and the ball obviously a little bit wet and the condition a little bit greasy. So let's see how ShoFire Lions go about things.
Parsons in there, push down to long on, and they take their single.
Dave, I think you brought up a really good point there a little bit earlier in terms of getting the boundary in the over, which makes a massive difference. And it looks like they are trying to get that at least 1 boundary and over, and then rotating the strike will take the run rate up, but also striking at about.
Good fielding there, extra cover, and they get their single. 1 ball in the over remaining.
Nah, it's been really, really good. And that fielder, Jordan Gregory, makes a good stop there. Could have been 2.
Dlamini sweeps to deep square leg, and they come through for a single. That's the end of the over. The score is 107 for 2 after 13. Dizzy, do you think they're going to kick on from here?
6 overs to go. Going at about 10 runs and over gives them 167. And that will definitely be a good score and put the Hollywoodbets Hotshots under pressure. So looking at the target now, I would say they're probably looking at going about 10, 11 runs and over. From the platform that they've set, they've got wickets in hand. And obviously can utilize the middle order that they've got of guys that can come in and hit the ball. And I think
170 would be a good total from this platform.
A very, very good total. But at the same time, we've got the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have to believe that they can break momentum by picking up wickets.
As that gets hit straight and they pick up a boundary first thing in the over. I think that's very important in T20 cricket, is to get that boundary quickly, first thing in the over, and from there to strike rotation and put pressure on the fielding side.
That's very, very true. Then there's massive pressure on the bowler as Jordan Gregory comes in. It's really great batting here by Lungile Dlamini. He's batted really, really well. And it's so fascinating to see such club players that are mature and have played for a couple of seasons at club level to come out there, show their case, their talent, and show that they do have the experience to be able to play a part and a role in this team. And Lungile Dlamini has been absolutely brilliant in this knock of his. Currently right now on 16 from 15 balls, batting with Similani, who's on 14 from 13. And I think the boys would like to up the ante a little bit and get that strike rate nice and high.
As Similani sweeps hard, they get 2 runs there, might be off the legs. No signal from the umpire. 2 runs there to Similani. His intention is quite clear, Duzzy. I think he's going to play the enforcer role from now on in.
That's very, very true, Dev. I think something that I just picked up now, that the bowling pattern of the Hollywoodbets Hotshots has been very similar. And they've used their spinners in the middle period, and the spinners a little bit here are under pressure, with the Hotshots obviously hitting them around a little bit. But it's been very, very clear that the plan has been bowling our best bowlers in the power play. That's your Ordnio Patman, Ethan Bosch, bringing them back in the middle period for maybe 1 over to break through any partnerships, and then bring on the spinners from both ends to try slow things down and get guys to take risk. Lungile hits it down to cow corner and caught at cow corner. Lungile is out and Jordan Gregory slowed down the pace, and Lungile Dlamini hits it down cow corner's throat, and that is the end of the partnership that was formed by these two, and the partnership of 32 that has played a massive role in the ShoFire still being in a good position. 7 wickets in hand with 5 overs to go, 13.5. They are sitting on 115 for 3, and this definitely is an exciting final. And out comes Matthew Pollard.
Interestingly, Duzzy, Matthew Pollard holds the highest strike rate for the competition.
Unbelievable. And what is the strike rate?
170.
Yes.
For opening bowler.
That's really, really impressive. And I don't think we can call him an opening bowler. I think we should call him an all-rounder.
Yeah.
With that strike rate of 170, I think he's one to make an impact in this game right now. We're excited to see what he does right now and the approach that he'll have. With 5 overs to go, will he be trying to strike it at 170, or do you believe he'll knock it around and then see from there?
I think with 6 overs to go, 7 wickets in hand, I think it's all cylinders open and fire.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Just to update everybody, the game has been shortened to 19 overs. So as we sit here right now, there will be 5 overs left in the innings. 13.5 overs bowled, 115 for 3. And Matthew Pollard currently batting with Anile Similani. These two are 2 batters that are really destructive when it comes to power hitting, and we hope that we can see some of that this evening. They've done this really, really well for their team. As Dev has just mentioned now, 170 strike rate for Matthew Pollard. And the young Similani, Anile Similani, the Dolphins, Andre Russell they call him, is someone that will be looking to also get the ball over the boundary. I would love
to see that, Duzzy. I would love to see Similani in full flight this evening.
It's very, very good to see. An informed batter, I always see it. They find it really easy to get off strike, and Matthew Pollard gets one and gets off the mark to face on the other side. 5 overs to go. 116 for 3. Who do the Hollywoodbets Hotshots bring on now? Ethan Bosch.
I think they have to go to their strike bowlers. See if they can run through the 1 or 2 wickets again.
Looking back at the competition, Dev, have the Hollywoodbets Hotshots been put under pressure like they have tonight?
No, I don't think so, Dizzy. I think they've always found ways to keep their composure in their games and come out on the better side of it. But I think the ShoFire Lions has certainly put them under some pressure tonight.
That's very, very true. The senior bowler comes back. Ethan Bosch now bowling to Matthew Pollard. Well bowled there by Ethan Bosch.
So try to scamper for a single. I think with Pollard at the crease, that quick singles might just have dried up.
ShoFire Lions here looking to finish off their good innings with the flurry here to make sure that they get a good total on the board for the Hollywoodbets Hotshot to get. Great.
Pull shot there from Pollard onto long on, and he gets a single.
Yeah, Dev, I have to make a massive shout out and a big shout out to all the sponsors that have come on board here for this tournament. They've played a massive role. There have been 6 teams proudly sponsored by 6 different sponsors, and this has been really, really good to see. This tournament has been really exciting and been a brand for the Dolphins Cricket Union, KZNCU, Castle Corner Bash. Well bowled by
delivery.
Ethan Bosch there, hitting the deck.
Some
going
heat
through.
there.
Very, very good bowling by Ethan Bosch there.
That looked like that ball had some extra effort behind it.
Definitely, Ethan Bosch, very competitive player. Someone who definitely wants to make an impact for his team. This is a big, big game. I think both teams would like to win. I think both coaches also are very competitive and guys that like winning. So this game is definitely going to be a humdinger.
Similane moves across and the umpire calls wide. Bosch not quite too happy with that.
Yeah,
I think it's a fair call from the umpire.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, that one, but it looked like he bowled it off the pitch. But Similane did move all the way across, but yeah, really interesting.
Still arguing there with the umpire. Let's see what happens next. Bosch running in. Similane hits that one straight up in there. Bosch called for it. And he takes the cash. Similane out for 17. That could be very interesting for the Lions going into the last couple of overs here. Will there be someone that can score some boundaries at the back end of the innings here?
Yeah, I think, Dev, this is going to be really, really interesting. The ShoFire Lions have had someone like Marcus Ackerman batting through the innings, making it easy for people to come in around him, play with freedom, get high strike rates, and put the other team under pressure. And in this inning, they haven't had anyone really batting all the way through. With the brilliant start that they had, it looks like the momentum is going back a little bit. Currently now at 8 and over, which is still good, and they're still in a good position. But maybe that better batting through is something that they would have liked to have.
I think our score of 170 plus might be a little optimistic if I look how things are going at the moment. All the strong batters are out unless Pollard can show us what that 170 strike rate looks like.
Yeah, it's been really, really good, and I think that the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have done really, really well in using their main bowlers at the right time. Both times when their main bowlers have come back, they've picked up a wicket.
Great bowling there
That's
by
a
Bosch.
great shot. That is a great shot. That's a great shot. That shot in cricket is a shot that has come into light, and that is a ramp Off the
Great
back
shot there
foot
by
first
Ismail.
ball over the keeper for 4.
Great shot.
For him to come in on his first ball and play such a shot is really, really impressive. Ethan Bosch probably would have thought that has gone through to the keeper and a brilliant shot there. But let's see what Ethan Bosch does for the last ball.
Goes full and straight, backs his skill. Oh, there's a mix-up. And it's a dot ball.
Four overs to go.
Good over nonetheless there from Bosch. Picked up the crucial wicket there of Similane and put the Lions on the back foot and stopping their momentum.
Yeah.
Interesting thing, Doozy, every time the momentum picks up, they bring back the experienced bowlers and pick up a crucial wicket. We saw that with Ackerman, we saw that with Fourie, and now we saw it with Similane. Good captaincy, I would say.
That's very, very true. A very clear plan from them. 2 up front from the main bowlers, 1 in the middle to break the partnership, and then 1 at the death. As we can see currently right now, Ethan Bosch has got 1 more over, and Otniel Batman also has 1 more over. And this they're definitely saving for the back end in the last 4 overs. So the last 2 overs, we definitely know who's going to be bowling that. Jordan Gregory will bowl the 1, and it also looks like another bowler would have to come in and bowl.
I think Bartman still has 1. As that one gets hit too long off for single.
A really good shot there by Matthew Pollard, hitting it all the way down to long off. Looked like he was trying to clear the fence there. High intent and scoring. And I think this over is pretty important for both teams.
Very important over this.
This sets up the back end 3 overs to see what the other team can do. If this over can go for a few runs, it'll be good for the Hollywood Hotshots. And not a bad ball at all from Jordan Gregory, darting it into the pads.
Great delivery there. I think they would like to take on Gregory here to at least get another boundary in this over and keep the momentum.
Yeah, Mohammed Ismail here will look to play nice and positive.
Short,
and
straight
hits it
to
straight
cover.
to extra cover. He hits it straight to extra cover. Mohammed Ismail, after playing the ramp first ball for 4, facing the spinner, the slower body, tries to go over extra and hits it straight into extra cover's hands. And a wicket for Jordan Gregory. Things are changing a little bit here for the ShoFire Lions, and this game is going to be really interesting, Dave. I'm telling you right now, even a score of 140, a score of 150 is enough with scoreboard pressure in a final. Finals are always interesting because you may think that a score is not big enough, but because of the pressure and knowing that it's a final, what's your take, Dave, on the mental space that players would be in chasing a total of about 150, 160 in a final, knowing you're winning your team the game, or you could lose the game for your team?
Doozy, I think if you look at the Hotshots batting lineup, they've got enough experience going into chasing a score, but like you said, the runs on the board needs to be scored. So it's all down to the Lions on how they start their power play overs and how much pressure they can put on the likes of a Parsons, and really put a stamp on defending their total.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've got a new left-handed batter here.
Gregory has a real knack of picking up wickets. Down on his knee, tries to hit it.
Interesting. Jordan Gregory has pulled it back really, really nicely here. It looks like he's fought really, really well here. After his first 2 overs, this 3rd over has been brilliant by him, and he keeps coming.
Slightly for great delivery. He bowls it a lot slower than Parsons and gets away with it.
That's very, very true. He mixes up his pace really, really nice. I'm really, really excited and seen that with him. He's got really good control.
That one slightly shorter, pulled, and only for 1. I think that's great bowling, especially for the left arm off spinner bowling to the shorter boundary Um, as his overs end, 3 overs, 2 wickets for 21. That's a great spell by him.
Brilliant spell there. 3 overs, 21, 2 wickets. Let's see if he will bowl the 4th over. But it's been really good by him. There's exactly 3 overs left in this innings. And bowling from the one end is Ethan Bosch. Maybe they're trying to close it off because he's got one more over. So who would be the last 2 overs bowled by? We'll look closely at that. Or maybe they could back Jordan Gregory to bowl the one this side and Othniel Butman to bowl the last over, the 19th over, as this game has been cut down to 19 overs now.
I think they'll be looking at Bartman for 1, Gregory for 1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
3 overs to go. What do you think a realistic total will be?
It's great bowling.
And he's been given.
That's a brilliant run out there by Ethan Bosch. Great awareness. Guy who steps out trying to play a shot. Ethan Bosch throws at the wicket.
And gets his run out.
That was actually a brilliant run out now by Ethan Bosch. Great awareness by Ethan Bosch. Gets the run out. The tables have turned. T20 cricket has got teams to believe and know that they can change the game at any stage. And this is a great indication where the ShoFire Lions were dominating the game. Out of the power play, no wickets lost. And in the space of about 8 overs, have lost 6 wickets.
Duzi, I can recall the 10 overs, they were 80 for 1. Now they are 124 for 6 after 16.
So they must have lost
40 runs in 6 overs.
Yeah, the tables have turned big time here in this final of the KZNCU Castle Corner Bash. And this has been great to see, that no matter how tough it may be or in the situation you may be in as a team, you've got to believe you can turn the game around. And this has been a great indication by the Hollywoodbets, Hotshots, for turning the game around. This is going to be really interesting. Ethan Bosch running in. Great fielding there.
You can see the pressure building on the Lions there. As there's a lot of indecision with the running. Bosch runs in. Short.
Oh, this is great bowling. I love the tactics here by the Hollywoodbets Hotshots, because they've utilized their bowling lineup really well. An experienced bowler like Ethan Bosch coming into the attack, making a difference at both times in the middle overs, and now coming in at death and picking up the wickets at the crucial time. And this has got them to the final. The tactics have been amazing, and it's been good to see how mature bowlers have gone about their business.
Yes,
Great
like
bowling.
we said earlier, for the youngsters and the club players in this team, this is invaluable experience for them, seeing how the senior players think about different situations and how they react to situations. And let's hope they take these learnings forward in their career.
Yes, that's very true. And looking at these players doing what they're doing is very exciting and really promising, and a great lesson for the youngsters, as you've mentioned. Ethan Bosch has bowled a brilliant over there with 1 ball remaining. He's gone for 26 and 5 point in 3.5 overs at economy of 6.7, and that's been really good from him. So Ethan Bosch has done a really great job for their team, especially in the power play overs, especially coming back from the power play overs where he was hit around a little bit, and now showing his experience and showing what he's all about, and being able to restrict ShoFire Lions. At one stage we easily thought the ShoFire Lions were going to get about 170, 180 in one stage. And it's funny how momentum changes in a T20 game as Ethan Bosch runs into Matthew Pollard.
Great delivery. Showing his class and experience there. How to end the over there. 4 overs for 26, 1 wicket. Great spell there by Ethan Bosch. The score is 125 for 6. 17 overs gone. 2 to go. And it seems like it will be Gregory bowling the 18th over here. Let's see if they can capitalize from this over spin to the short boundary. They need to pick up some boundaries as we get to the end of their innings. I think if they can look at getting to 140, it would be a very competitive total tonight.
Yeah, I think they've brought back Jordan Gregory. I thought they would do that. He's got one more over. Really in good form here. A player to look out for. Left arm, slow, orthodox spinner. And has done really well throughout this whole tournament. Mature club player. Asking questions to the selectors out there in KZN to take a look at him. Not only a good bowler, but a good senior player and great fielder. He's been one of the finds in this tournament and someone that has put up their hand and contributed to the team. After his first 2 overs being hit, he's come back and done really well. Let's see what he does in this last over. That's great shot there out in the deep. Will they go for 2? No, they don't. Almost another run opportunity. What kind of a throw? It has hit the batter.
It's all happening out here, guys. All happening out here. Let's see if Pollard can take on Gregory here. Surprised I haven't seen a reverse sweep against Gregory with that short boundary.
Another wicket by Jordan Gregory. It is absolutely amazing to see this youngster come out here, do what he has to do, slows it down, not shy to give it flight, especially when the batters are going after him, gives it flight. Matthew Pollard advances, runs past it, and the wicketkeeper takes off the bails. This is amazing to see, but a lot of spinners darted in, scared to give it flight, give it a bit of turn on a deck that hasn't been assisting the spinners a lot, and this is brilliant to see by Jordan Gregory, an experienced club player, and once again, a great find for KZN, for someone to come out there and showcase that their experience and their skill set is good enough at this tournament. Great bowling, and the ShoFire Lions now 126 for 7, 17.2 overs. Things have changed and things have turned around as the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have shown why they are the Hotshots.
Yes, Doozy, they've definitely turned it around for themselves here. Great pressure when Ackman's wicket fell. They struck at very important points in this match, and they are reaping the benefits from that. Gregory in, misses, he gets another dot ball.
Yeah, it's been really, really good to see Gregory doing what he's been doing. And the ShoFire Lions now are going to have to fight in the field, save as many runs as they can. As we look here, there's exactly...
Reverse sweep, miss hits it, they get a single.
A very, very clever bowler here, Jordan Gregory. As you could see, his line was tighter to the right hander, knowing that they would try the reverse sweep, maybe not go at the stumps, but go at the pads. He darted it in there and it did really, really well.
So comes down the wicket, hits him over extra cover, and that ball just skids along the ground for a very, very important boundary for the ShoFire Lions here.
Tegan Naidu there hits it over extra, brilliant shot, double step, moves his feet over extra all the way to the boundary. Really impressive cricket shot by Tegan Naidu, and this is really, really good to see ShoFire Lions fighting to the death. 150 will be a really good score. There's exactly 7 balls left in this innings. The innings has been cut down to 19 overs. ShoFire is batting first, and they're on 131 for 7.
Greg, yes, that one is sweet, hard into the gap. Will they come back for 2? Yes, they're running, and they get 2. Great running there by the 2 batsmen, ending the over really well there. As Gregory's spell comes to an end, 4 overs, 3 wickets for 29 runs. That's a great spell. They played a very good role there along the other bowlers. as we come to the end of that over. The score is 133 for 7 after 18 overs. It's a final over, guys. Let's hope there is some final works.
Yeah, Dave, I'm super excited now. We thought that 160, 170 would be the score that they get, but now they're on 133 with 1 over to go. And I have to say, I'm super excited to watch this chase by the Hollywood Hotshots. But before we do that, there's 1 over left, bowled by their main bowler, Otniel Patman, bought in the SA 20 as one of the marquee bowlers, and specifically bowling in this period of the game, the death. And let's see what he does right now in this final, and what a great platform for us to watch such players do their thing.
Yes, Dizzy, we're being treated here tonight as that one gets hit out into the deep, as Bartman bowls it into the block hole there. 2 runs off it.
That's a really good shot there. Otniel Batnan making it really, really clear what he's trying to do. Straight into the block hole. The batter moves away from the stumps, hits it through extra cover region. A wide, mid-off, or long off goes across, and they get 2.
Again, full and straight in the block hole there. Unbelievable skill shown here by the experienced fast bowler.
I think it's good to see someone like Otniel Batman working. And I think, Dave, we brought up a really good topic a little bit earlier in the previous game in terms of bowlers trying too many variations. As you can see, a bowler like Otniel Batman, very clear on his plans, going straight into the block hole, setting a field for that, and putting the batter under pressure to hit from the block hole.
He knows what he's good at. They're coming back for 2. Yes, they're coming back as there's a misfield. And they coming back for 3.
Oh,
yes, they get 3.
They come back for 3.
Sloppy fielding by the Hotshots. Valuable 3 runs there.
Dave, this is going to be interesting. Mentally chasing 150. Mentally chasing 150 in 19 overs.
Run rate is back to 7.5.
7.5 gives you an opportunity, and you believe that you can obviously chase it. But I think if you can get into the 8s, no
Great.
ways.
Unlucky there from Bartman. He gets an inside edge, and the ball runs away to the boundary for 4.
Unlucky there by Otniel Batman, going into the block hole, inside edge, goes away for 4. Batter will take that any day, and that always happens at this period of the game. 142 for 7 after 18.4 overs, 2 balls to go in the innings. I think this game is going to be super exciting, as the ShoFire Lions on 7.6 runs and over right now.
Great skill execution there by Otniel as they scamper through for a single. Last ball of the innings, 143 on the board. Can they end this with a boundary?
Dave, I won't lie, I'm super excited, and the reason for that is I think this could go either way. The score is set, and this is going to be a good one. 1 ball to come in this innings. Otniel Batman goes into the block hole and bowls a brilliant ball, holds it.
And they get the single. So the final total there, 144 for 7 after 19 overs. Doozy, do you think that's enough?
I would definitely take that as the batting team, but it's also chaseable in these conditions. And I think the power play is going to play a massive role, but the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have done really, really well with their bowling changes, their tactics. It was very clear. We knew who was bowling where, and their pattern was similar throughout the whole tournament. Jordan Gregory comes in after Bryce Parsons as their second choice spinner, but Bryce Parsons obviously setting the tone and doing really, really well. But their main bowlers being Ethan Bosch and being Otniel Patman, guys that have taken their roles with 2 hands and strike every time when they were called upon. I think scoreboard pressure on the scoreboard pressure in the final is a big one, and I don't know what you think, Dev. Who's your money on?
I think we're in for a very interesting second innings here. 144 seems like a very good total today. It's all down to the Lions on how they start their power play with the ball. Maybe if they can pick up a Parsons quick and put pressure on that middle order to chase down that score.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, eh? I think that we'll wait to hear what comes out next. But innings change, and we'll be back with the second innings, ShoFire Lions versus Hollywoodbets Hotshots. Dev, we are back at it here at Kingsmead Cricket Stadium, sponsored by Hollywoodbets, out here at the KZNCU Castle Corner Bash. This is going to be really, really exciting. As we can see, the Hollywoodbets Hotshots now having to chase down a score of 145 in 114 balls, as the game has been restricted to 19 overs. This is going to be really exciting, and I believe that the ShoFire Lions will do everything it takes and come out all guns blazing to save as many runs as they can. And we all know that in a final there is scoreboard pressure, but 145 to win I think is possible in 19 overs, and the team would have to score at about 8 runs and over.
Rate required is 7.6.
That's
So this might get interesting here, Doozy. I think if they can strike early, get rid of the dangerous Parsons, this might be an interesting game.
Yeah, they've decided to open with the spinner, and the spinner for this team that's going to be opening the bowling is Aratam Offie, and he'll be bowling against Bryce Parsons, left-hander, Hollywoodbets Dolphins opener. Someone who will definitely try and get his team off to a great start. 140 odd runs to get in 19 overs, which is going to be a really good chase for the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. 145 runs to win.
Let's see how this goes as he comes into bowl to Parsons, darts it in, they scamper through for a single.
I think both teams have made it clear that they'll look to rotate the strike as much as they can.
Another left-hander here opening with Parsons. Trenneworth. Offside is stacked. Bowls down leg into the pads there, gets a dot ball. Still a great vibe here at Kingsmead. Again, darted into the pads as Parsons comes through for a single. The stumps are hit, but he's safe. Blackthorpe into Parsons, into his legs, they come through for a single again. Three runs from the over so far, 2 balls to go. Wide ball there for Blackthorpe. As he pulls it into the deep, as he jog through for a single. 5 runs from the over so far, 1 ball to go. Will Parsons try and take him on? Off the pads there. End of the over, 6 runs from it. I would say that's a good start from the Lions. No boundaries of the over. New bowler in. It's a very young, old man looking Matthew Pollard.
Matthew Pollard, a really, really impressive fast arm, right arm fast bowler. Matthew Pollard. This is going to be a good battle here. Matthew Pollard versus a Tyler and Bryce Parsons opening the batting for the Hollywoodbets, Hotshots. And a fair start at 6 runs off the first over. Just assessing the conditions and seeing how things can go. And the required rate currently right now at 7.7, which is pretty decent. I think it's still early in the piece for us to see which team has got the upper hand as Matthew Pollard runs in. And Bryce Parsons
Swings hard at that one, gets outside edge, down to third man. The excitement is building, Doozy. The excitement is building.
This one is really going to be interesting. I know both teams, both coaching staffs and management want their teams to do really, really well and win this game. When I had a chat with both managements before the game, both were excited, really keen on taking this competition, and the Hollywoodbets Hotshots believe they could take it just as much as the ShoFire Lions as Matthew Pollard runs in.
That one's in the air. Will he get under it? No. And they come through for 2. Intent shown there by Trentworth. Trying to take on Pollard there.
Trentworth definitely a type of player that goes out there, looks to play attacking brand of cricket, doesn't hold back, and make sure he puts bowlers under the pump. And here he'll play a massive role for the Hotshots in getting them to a good start if he bats throughout the whole power play.
Pollard beats him on the inside there. Great delivery. His tail is up.
Matthew Pollard running in there, showing some good intent and self-belief, even with the follow-through, and making sure that the batsman feels his presence. It seems to be very evident that the plan to Tyler is to tuck him up and not give him any width, as he's a type of player that definitely puts bowlers under pressure if they give any width.
Pollard in. Again, tight line on that off stump. Well bowled there by Pollard. And they scamper through for 1. It's important to few balls coming up here. Get through your over, ended well. Dizzy, how important is it in T20 cricket, these last 2 balls of your over, especially if you haven't conceded a boundary?
Yeah, you know very well that the batters are going to go after you. So let's see what Matthew Pollard does. He bowls a brilliant ball there. They rotate the strike, picks up very well tried there, and a really good over so far by Matthew Pollard. So what normally happens, Jeff, when we talk about that is the structuring of the over from both sides. That's the batting side and the bowling side. As a bowler, you would like to put the other team under pressure by bowling as many dot balls as you can, not allowing the batters to get into the game. And as a batter, you would like to put pressure on the bowlers by hitting them maybe for a boundary earlier up, and then setting up your over for between 8-9 runs and over if you rotate the strike. So hitting a 4 and then 5 singles would give you 9. And I think that as batters, that's what you're trying to do. And in this situation right now, the batter would have to make the play. And let's see what the batters do. And they hit it straight through the covers for 4. That's a brilliant shot. A brilliant shot through the covers there that goes all the way for 4. 15 from 2 overs. Not a bad finish from the Hollywoodbet Hotshots. Hitting it through the covers all the way for 4.
Yes, there's just a little width and it just freed up his hands. Would have liked to see that ball maybe full and straight, hit him on his feet, end your over and walk away.
That's very, very, very true. I think the game is very, very even. Now the current run rate at 7.5, the required run rate at 7.6. So after 2 overs, the Hollywoodbets Hotshots are going on par. The ShoFire Lions have started pretty well, not too bad. And the power play, having 2 fielders out, is definitely some area, or the area that most batters try get as many runs as they can by putting the other team under pressure. I think the ShoFire Lions would have to try pick up early sticks here to make sure that they put the Hollywoodbets Hotshots under pressure.
Yes.
ShoFire going with the same tactic as the first over with their right arm offie coming into bowl. Carl.
Yes, Dizzy, I think they're quite disappointed they haven't picked up a wicket as of yet. That one gets darted in for dot ball there. Good start to the over. That one flighted up and Bryce hits that one over extra cover for 4. Brilliant shot.
That's definitely a brilliant shot there where Bryce Parsons goes over extra, opens up, gives himself room as the bowler bowls on wickets, and able to hit it over extra for 4. Brilliant shot by Bryce Parsons and puts the bowler under pressure with 4 balls to go. And a wicket is picked up. Bryce Parsons is out. A big player for the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. Bowled by Kyle. And Kyle sticking to a simple plan, bowling to the wickets. And the Hollywoodbets Hotshots under pressure, losing a wicket in the power play, 19 for 1 after 2.3. And here starts the game.
Yes, Doozy, very good wicket picked up there by Blackthorpe, getting rid of Parsons there. The score now 19 for 1. This really puts a spanner in the works.
Yeah, majority of the time, they say that if you lose 3 wickets in the power play, the chance of you winning a game is never too high. But I think with this total, anything is possible. And a cameo can make a massive difference. Everybody contributes in the team and plays their part. The team can definitely cross the line. ShoFire Hotshots believe and know that they can obviously go out there and do as well as they can. The next batter in is Wasim Rahman coming in at 3. And this for the Hollywood Hotshots, someone who would like to definitely make an impact for his team. Hasn't had the best tournament, and just like the previous game, we saw someone who hasn't been doing so well in the tournament come through for their team. Coming in at 3, Jason Smith making a 50 odd for his team to win, and here comes Rahman, who would also like to contribute for his team and for them to do well.
Yes, Doozy. His first ball's a dot ball. Very important that. Wasim sweeps down to long on, gets a single, gets off strike. Get the opening batter back on strike there.
Dave, I think when we look closely at the situation currently right now, you obviously want to maximize the power play, and after losing a wicket, it's always interesting to see how the batters go about it, because you still want to play a positive brand of cricket, but at the same time you don't want to lose too many wickets. So let's see what their plan is going into the last 3 overs in the power play with 1 ball to go in this over.
Yes, the Hotshots will have to decide who's going to be the enforcer at the top of the innings now. Who's going to take on this power play? I think there's only 2 overs left within this power play, with the loss of 1 over. So 2 overs left in the power play. Who's going to take on these? Who's going to take on the boundaries? Who's going to shift the pressure back onto the Lions? See a new bowler coming in here. Looks like the young, exciting Simelane. What do you think his plan is going to be here?
I think it's going to be really, really interesting here, Dave, how he goes about this. I think the ShoFire Lions would like to put pressure on the Hollywoodbets Hotshots, specifically in this period. This sets up the innings, and Rahman would like to put his team on the front when it comes to this situation. But we look closely, we've got a deep square and a third man. Simelane, let's see what lines he looks to bowl here. Simelane bowls back of a lane, gives width. I think Rahman missed out there. It was nice and wide. Could have put that away.
That was a boundary ball right there, Doozy. At the start of an over, you put pressure right back onto the young fast bowler. Unfortunately, he missed out.
Yeah, as we spoke about the structure of the over as a batting unit and also as a bowling side, you'll take the dot ball as the bowling side, but as a batting side, you also want to put the bowler under pressure by picking up a wicket nice and early. So Andile Simelane runs in here to Raman. Let's see what happens. Raman
Straight.
hits it all the way to deep square.
And they pick up a single.
I think, Dave, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about, and I think is very interesting, especially when you're batting out in the middle. Currently, right now, they're running at 6.3. That's the run rate they're at. But every single time a ball goes by, a couple of balls go by, the required run rate goes up. And as you look, when do you think that you start feeling the pressure when you look at the scoreboard and it's a certain run rate? What run rate would you say that the batters roughly start feeling a bit of pressure when they look at it?
Dizzy, when it becomes more than one boundary and over needed to win, that's when you feel pressure to score, or where it's 2 runs per ball. That's where you feel I think you can feel the pressure, especially if you're inexperienced going into a chase. You might feel the pressure to make it happen, to get level par with the run rate there. But I think it's just to stay level-headed, stick to your guns, and hope you come off.
Yeah, brilliant ball there by Andile Simelane, going straight into the block hole. Well played. They kept out a single run there by Tyler, and really, really good bowling there by Andile Simelane. Really good to see that the youngster has decided to go straight into the death, and that is bowl into the block hole and put the other team under pressure. It's very tough to score off a ball like that. And just to go back to your point, I think it's important that you restrict as many boundaries in the power play, and the boundaries will always put you in the front foot. So let's see what Andile Simelane does here, and he's thinking in the last 2 balls against Raman.
Called a very good over from him so far. Nice, full and straight. I think that's exactly what his captain's asking from him.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting by Raman there. I think he could have looked to hit that a little bit straighter. Straight past. I think when I look at a lot of openers and guys in cricket nowadays, I think if you play a normal good cricket shot, I think Jason Smith showed in the previous match for the ETA Shields in terms of hitting the ball down the ground, playing nice and straight. I think there's no need for us to get carried away and try to hit too many boundaries. And Raman is a really good ball striker, so I think you should look at hitting the ball straight back at the bowler, staying nice and calm. And this is a big ball for Simelane bowling to
Very
Raman.
big ball. And he beats the outside edge. Unbelievable delivery there by Simelane. Great way to end his over. He only goes for 2. The score is 22 for 1 after 4 overs. 1 over in the power play left, and they go back to the old young man that is Matthew Pollard.
That's very true. They go with Matthew Pollard, a very experienced and a guy who likes to take ownership of the role that he plays in the team in terms of his bowling. It's nice to see that a bowler like Andile Simelane in the last ball decided to go to stock ball, top of off stump, and that is, it was in the 4th stump there, top of the stumps, just missed the stumps, really, really close, went for his stock delivery, executed, and was really close on getting a wicket. And this is good to see from youngsters being able to keep things simple and bowling your normal stock ball at the right time and putting the batter under pressure. Matthew Pollard runs in here to Tyler.
Tyler trying to take him on over
Well
cover.
bowled.
Great delivery there by Pollard.
Very well bowled by Matthew Pollard, going straight into the block hole, knowing very well that the last 2 overs are the 2 overs that the batting unit would like to try and take on in the back end.
Dizzy, just one question. Have you ever seen a guy that is 24 years old with a bald patch like that Pollard has?
Great bowling there by Matthew Pollard, the man with a bald patch on his head at the age of 22. That's what Devin says. Devin, can you say that? Wow, Devin, he bowls it straight into his...
It's a good start to his over here.
Yeah, brilliant start there by Matthew Pollard. I feel that...
When was the last boundary scored?
yeah, it's been a while, and it looks like the run rate, as I told you and asked you a little bit earlier,
It's just climbing
It keeps
and
climbing.
climbing. Great ball there by Pollard. Straight, full. I think that is a go-to tactic for them here.
it looks like the momentum is on the ShoFire lines right now, and they look like their bowling plans are going according to plan, and the Hollywoodbets are under pressure, and this is going to be interesting to see how things work out and how everything goes. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what really happens.
That one goes straight up in the air. Two fielders under it.
Two fielders
And it
collide.
went down.
That looked like a rugby tackle. I know you guys can't see it on your screens right now, but that was two fielders running into each other after the ball was hit high up in the sky. Communication between the two players with the noise from the crowd. Unfortunately, didn't hear anything, and the ball has been dropped. Raman getting into the line of the bowler, trying to flick it over square leg, and hits it to the square leg region, and the ball is dropped after it going miles high in the sky with the top edge. And it's interesting to see that Raman knows and understands he needs to put his team on the front foot.
As it ends off the over with a dot ball. Oh, there's still one more ball to go. Unfortunate there for the fast bowler, as the two fielders made a total mess of that. Luckily no one was hurt. So Raman flicks him over mid-on as the ball goes to the boundary. Good way to end the over there for the Hotshots.
Yeah, Dave, I think
The
this
bowler
is...
will feel hard done by.
Dave, I think this is pretty interesting. When you look at the two batting sides, I think the ShoFire lines went really hard in the power play, going at about 10 runs and over. And it looks like on the other end, the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have gone at almost a run a ball. Totally different approach to the ShoFire lines. ShoFire lines went all guns blazing. Didn't do so well in the middle period. Brought it back a little bit at the back end. But let's see how this innings pans out. Because currently right now, the ShoFire's lines are on top of the game. And I'm curious to see how the Hotshots go about going and chasing this target.
So he gets the outside edge there. Runs down to third man. This should be an easy 2 runs.
Yeah, Dave, I think this is going to be really interesting. There's one
It's
more
gonna be a
over
very
in the
tight
power play.
game.
One more over in the power play. Power play being where 2 fielders are allowed out and the rest of the fielders are in the inner ring, and definitely a period in which most teams try target. And the Hollywoodbets Hotshots haven't really.
Milane bowls that one down leg for wide.
Yes, it's very interesting to see that Similane has opted to go around the wicket to the left-hander, and I think it's a clear plan that he's trying to tuck up Tyler. Tyler loves width and definitely enjoys working with any width given to him. And Similane running in here is clear, bowling into his hip. And Tyler smashes it down the wicket, and it goes all the way for 4 with a couple of bounces. A great shot by him.
Great intention there by the batsman. As Similane heads back of a length, and Tyler meets him halfway and puts it to the boundary.
Really, really good shot there by Tyler. And advances moving forward. And currently right now, the run rate at 6.7 and the required at 7.9. And this is good by Tyler, stamping his authority with exactly 4 balls left in the power play.
Just a little momentum shift back towards Hotshots. That one's a peel there from the bowler, bit high there. Umpire shows leg bias.
A very good length there by Simalani. Not too full, not too short. Angling into the left-hander around the wicket. Crystal clear plans. It looks like they're trying to bowl tight lines to tie and not give him any width, as he's a type of player that tries to hit over the top and isn't shy in freeing his hands. And this has been a really good tactic by the ShoFire Lions. It's been really interesting because 45 is a good score in the power play, and they're on 37 for one after 5.3 with 3 balls to go.
It's Milana in to the leg side as that kid works. Kid works away. They come back for 2. Good shot there. Dizzy, there's a little bit of a momentum shift in this game. A few loose deliveries going around.
It's very interesting, Dev, you say that, because as I said, when we compare the two batting templates, it looks like the ShoFire Lions were far ahead of the game at this period, and Hollywoodbets Hotshots are way behind in terms of where they were at this stage, at this time. And
Bit of a mix-up and another mix-up.
Run out opportunity there, missed by the
Wrong and
ShoFire
wrong
Lions.
does not make right.
Yeah, you're right. And that was an opportunity for the ShoFire Lions to put Hollywoodbets under pressure there by picking up another wicket with a run out. A 40 for 1 after 5.5. And current run rate now
I must
at
say
6.9.
the ShoFire Lions fielding is not up to standard. They've left out a few opportunities now. Misfields in the cover, drop catches, missed run out opportunities. These things add up, Doozy. These things add up.
No, 100% right, Dave. They do add up, and let's see if they look back and regret on the opportunities they should have taken in the field. But the fielding from the Hollywoodbets Hotshots was really good, and here comes the last ball of the power play.
Short, he pulls it and he gets a boundary. Exactly what the batting team needs there. And I think the captain will have his hands on his hips after that delivery.
Yeah, Dave, I think when we looked at the template that we spoke about a little bit earlier in terms of the batting, you're probably looking at about 45 in the power play, plus, if it is possible, and the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have ended up with 44 for 1 after 6 overs, using the fielding restrictions and having 2 guys out. Now we're currently out of the power play, where you can have 5 players out, 4 in the inner ring, and this period is going to be very important that they rotate the strike, take it as far deep as they can, build a partnership, and have wickets in hand in the back end to be able to put the ShoFire Lions under pressure. ShoFire Lions would obviously like to strike in this period and obviously put the Hollywoodbets Hotshots under pressure. The ShoFire Lions have made their bowling change and have brought on Zidane to bowl. Zidane is someone that has come in and contributed really nicely for them in this period and picked up wickets, and let's see how he goes about bowling now.
First one starts off wide. Let's see if he can make amends for his blooper in the outfield.
Oh yes, he was one of the fielders that collided a little bit earlier with the high catch. But an exciting fast bowler here, Zidane, someone who's been working really well in the Dolphins Academy, and prospect and someone to look after. Let's see, smooth run up, running in.
Back of the lane, worked for 1. Will they try and get 2? Nope, just a single there. Dizzy, I think the Lions need to get 2 really good overs back to back here, just to shift that momentum and shoot that required run rate up above 8.5, and just put that scoreboard pressure back onto the Hotshots here. I think they need to pick up those wickets they missed out on now, with the field being spread out.
Dave, you're 100% right, and something we spoke about in the previous innings was striking a boundary in the over and releasing the pressure from the batting side. And if the bowling side can restrict them from getting boundaries, then they're doing
Short,
really, really well.
and that one's in the air. Yes, and he gets his wicket. Great bowling there. Nice sharp bouncer. And Trentworth goes for 19.
19 off 16 balls at a strike rate of 118.
New batsman to the crease is Ethan Bosch. Comes off a brilliant 91 in his previous game. Let's see if he can do that again tonight and help the Hotshots over the line here. Be very important if they can. The Lions will hope they can pick him up very quickly and put a stamp on this game.
Ethan Bosch, someone who's done really well in this tournament. A brilliant knock earlier in the day. Struck the ball nicely, was able to clear the boundary and put the other team under pressure. Let's see what he does here in the finals. Both teams know that this player is a big player.
White ball there. Always important to start off well to a new batsman. Make him feel uncomfortable at the crease.
Definitely, here we are, Saturday night out at Hollywoodbets Cricket Stadium.
What an unbelievable setting tonight. The people are still on the embankments, the kids are running around, playing cricket, soccer. Castle Corner looks packed. And it's just a great evening out with the family and friends.
Yeah, Dave, I think this is going to be a humdinger finish. I think both teams are in an interesting position. Could still go either way. I think the two batters batting right now, would like to bat for a period of time, build a partnership. From overs about 7th over all the way to 15, you're trying to build partnership, rotating the strike and taking it as far deep as you can with wickets in hand. And let's see what Rahman does.
Rahman in the single to square leg. Rahman bowling fairly straight this over. It's only gone for 4 runs. Important to finish it off quite well. Single straight to mid-off. Well done for the fielders backing up there. One ball in the over left. Dizzy, we saw the Hotshots bowl a lot of spin. Does the Lions have that in their arsenal? Do they have the spin bowlers to bowl?
Yes, they do have the spin bowlers to bowl. I think they're just holding on to them and backing their seamers so far. And let's see how both teams have gone with very different tactics. Very, very different tactics from a batting side, from a bowling side. And let's see which formula works. Because with the bat, the ShoFires were out all guns blazing earlier up front. And the Hotshots were more preserved in how they approach. And also on the bowling side, ShoFire have been strong with the seamers, backing their seamers for a period of time. And the Hotshots were very clear that from the 7th over, they would back their spinners and get them to bowl in the middle period, bringing back their key strike bowlers in the middle, and then obviously at the death. It's been very good to see, but let's see which template works. It's been really good, and these are the tactics that coaches, players sit down, talk about, and see how they can go about winning the game. And this has been good to see that both teams have come up with two different approaches, and this makes the game very exciting. And I'm very curious to see what the Hotshots decide to do now in terms of putting pressure on the bowling side. Currently, right now, going at 7.1, required rates 7.9, 50 for 2 after 7 overs.
Buckthorpe into Bosch here. First ball, great shot there by Bosch, and that's only 2. Good fielding out in the deep. Nice sliding stop there. I think Buckthorpe just missed his line there. Balls again wide off stump, allowing Bosch just to free his hands a bit, which can be a very dangerous thing.
That's very, very true, Dev. I think in this period, as a batting unit, you try and minimize the dot balls. And
Bosch down the wicket, dot ball.
There's 2 dot balls in a row now by Ethan Bosch. It's utilizing the fielders that are out, heading long on, long off, cow corner, deep square, and trying to rotate the strike all the time, which is really important.
Sweep shot there by Bosch. Will only be the single. Looks like Buckthorpe also working with his speed and flight. What was the alter? Flight and dial.
That's very, very true. Get that dip on the ball. But he's been really good. 2.4 overs, going for 13 runs, 1 wicket. He's bowled really, really well. And someone who's controlled the rate really, really well. And he's gone for less than 5 runs and over. You'll take that any day for a spinner. And I think that ShoFire is shifting things a little bit. The rate has gone up to 8.1. But one boundary changes everything.
Do you think that scoreboard pressure will buy them a wicket here? Bosch comes down the wicket, misses out. Clearly trying to show intent against the spinner. As that over comes to a close, the score is 54 for 2 after 8 overs. The Hollywoodbets Hotshots require a further...
They require another further 91 from 66.
91. Sorry, Doozy, I'm blind. I can't see that far.
Sitting out here in the commentator's box, you can't see the scoreboard. Surely you should be wearing your glasses. But it is what it is. You old. You're calling other people on the field old when you're the old one. But it's fine. We'll leave you at that. That's a great shot there by Raman. Running nice and hard. Definite 2. Great fielding there. Raman and his team get 2, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they go about the last couple of overs here. And there's still exactly 11 overs left in the innings. 11 overs left in the innings, and having to strike at 8.2. This is definitely a possible. But, Dev, I'm just going to put spanner in the works here and really talk about the boundary percentage, because we haven't seen too many boundaries from the Hollywood Hotshots.
No, we haven't. As that one goes straight up in the air, someone's calling for it, and
it bounces
short
of the fielder, and it looks like Raman is obviously trying to look for that boundary, and unfortunately he hasn't found it. And boundaries are really important in this period. Getting that one boundary in the over, rotating the strike, looking at going at about 7, 8, 9 runs and over, and being able to put the pressure on the bowling side, because the run rate currently right now is about 8 runs and over.
Yes, Doozy, there hasn't been a boundary in, I think, the last 2 overs. As that one just get worked to deep square leg. Doozy, the problem with not scoring boundaries is that required run rate just keeps jumping up.
Yeah, you're 100% right there, Dev. I really would like to see the Hollywoodbets Hotshots really putting pressure on the bowlers. Currently right now, the bowlers will be very happy with, them getting 1 run a ball, but a boundary changes the momentum and everything.
Great bowling there. Great slower ball. Right at the feet of the batsman.
I've been really impressed with Zidane. Zidane comes in once again, contributes to his team in a place or in a position where they were a little bit under pressure. He's bowled 1.4 overs, 9 runs, and has picked up 1 wicket.
I don't think he has conceded a boundary yet.
yes, I haven't seen him being hit for a boundary yet, and it's someone that has kept it simple, bowled straight at the wickets, and looked to put the batsman under pressure.
That one back of the length on off stump gets hacked to deep mid wicket for a single.
Oh,
You can definitely see there's intent shown by the batsman, but not getting the desired result.
that's very true, Dev. Once again, a topic that we brought up a little bit earlier in terms of batters going out there and trying to smash every ball, whereas looking to play good cricket shots and utilize the full face of the bat.
Great bowling here by Zidane. As he closes out his over with a dot ball, that's 2 overs for 10 runs and 1 wicket. Good spell of bowling so far. The score is 59 for 2 after 9 overs. And there's another shift in momentum here, Doozy. The Lions seem to be on top of it at the moment. Can Buckthorpe keep the pressure going? I think this is a very important over in this game. As they start off with a single, they might be coming back for 2. Yes, they will.
Yeah, Dave, it's been a really good innings here by bowling by the ShoFire lines. The run rate is slowly going up. And what a great shot. What a
Over
beautiful
extra
shot.
cover, 6
What
runs.
a beautiful shot. That is the shot of the day. Well played there by Rahman, over extra all the way for 6. We saw a similar shot played by Marcus Ackerman earlier in the day, or earlier here in the final in the evening. And what a beautiful shot and beautiful bat presentation in the full face that we were talking about. Quality shot.
Gets a dot ball after getting hit for a beautiful 6 over cover. Runs down the wicket. The call is for 2. Will they get it? Yes, they will.
Ethan Bosch having to dive into the crease there. They get there too with no mid wicket. It's always...
I feel the fielders can come in by 10 yards.
Yeah, Dave, interesting topic that you bring out. I think at the same time, you would like the fielders to stay back to make sure that you don't give away the boundary, as you know that the boundaries will change the game.
Yet again, worked into the leg side. There's a dive, a misfield, a stop, and it's just 1 run. Can Buckthorpe get out of this over without conceding another boundary? Or will Bosch capitalize?
Well played there by Bosch. All the way to long on. Gets the 1, rotates the strike. It'll be facing in the new over. Here we are, literally in the middle of the game after 10 overs. 71 for 2. And the required rate now currently at 8.2. Definitely gettable.
But do they have the firepower if a wicket falls now to take this game home?
It's going to be interesting. I think Ethan Bosch plays a massive role for this team. In the previous knock that he played for their team, in the earlier game, he was able to score 91 on the same pitch. And he was able to get a really decent score for his team and batted really well, getting about 90 odd. And I think that he would look to bat through this innings here also. With 9 overs to go, they're needing 74 from 54 balls.
See a new bowler come in.
His name is Guy. Gadu bowls first ball, hits back of a length, and Ethan tries to punch him on the back foot through point and isn't able to do so, and that's a dot ball. And this period is going to be really interesting because
Did you, we talked about exciting players. This kid looks exciting. He's got a good run up to him. Pushes it through. What are your thoughts?
my thoughts are, first of all, he's not a youngster, he's been around for a while. His name is Guy, and he's been in the KZN Dolphins Academy for a period of time and has recently gone out of the Dolphins Academy, and a player that has contributed a lot in the system, played provincial through the age groups, and now playing club cricket, and is definitely a good bowler, clear mind, knows what he has to do, and he will play a massive role for the ShoFire Lions in this period. And I really want to see his thinking in this period, because the Hollywoodbets Hotshots know really well that they're going to have to up the ante here a little bit, as the run rate is going to 8.6 now. Currently they're moving at about 6.9. But this is exciting because it's not too far off. And it's 0.6 difference between the two, and Guy runs in here. If they can get a boundary off the over, it wouldn't be too bad for them. And they hit it over extra, running nice and hard. They are able to get two. Oh no, he kicks it past. He kicks it further, and they're able to get three.
What
This
happened there?
has been a very mediocre fielding display by the ShoFire Lions, dropping opportunities, misfielding, giving away runs. Yes, they've been at high intensity, but have made a lot of mistakes, and we're curious to see if they're able to make a difference right now.
That one gets pulled.
Ethan Bosch able to pull out the kitchen sink across the line, hits it between cow quarter and square leg, and it goes all the way for 4.
That's an unbelievable shot. Good hands there by him.
Very
you see
interesting.
the difference here, what one misfield does, Doozy.
That's very true. That's very true. Oh, really good bowling there by Guy.
Ethan Bosch showing exactly where he wanted to hit it.
Very, very true. But once again, I still believe in the full face. Call me a traditionalist. Could have hit that through extra. Playing nice, simple cricket. Hacked across the line, missed the dot ball. And especially after hitting the boundary, it's always good to try get off strike or even hit it through the covers.
As we see another new bowler into the attack here.
So, Dave, how's it been out here?
Ackerman into the attack.
Yeah, that's very, very true. But let me know how's it been out here, the atmosphere here in the final, and tell us your thoughts on everything and everything in terms of the tournament so far and how things have gone. Let us know your thoughts.
This is a very great initiative for KZN cricket here. Like we said before, school kids get to play amongst professional players and rub shoulders, share experiences, share change room, and pair up batting with them. I think it brings a community together, as we can see out on the banks here. Marquee tents out, food stalls out, people having a good time supporting their favorite teams. I think it's a great work from the sponsors, getting involved, grouping up the players and putting on a show for us. Well done to everyone involved for setting this up.
No, you're 100% right there, Dave. I think it's been a really, really good tournament. This is the final. It's about to end, and we've got Marcus Ackerman bowling here to Ethan Bosch. and Marcus Ackerman bowls a quicker ball here. It goes through to the wicket keeper. It looks very, very clear that the Hotshots are looking to get their front foot on the ShoFire lines, as the run rate is currently at 8.7 and currently they are striking at 6.9 as we see Marcus Ackerman bowling to Rahman. Really good shot there, deep, hitting it all the way down to long off. This game is really, really exciting, really, really close. They've got wickets in hand and it looks like they are going to be trying to reach that target as quick as they can. Marcus Ackerman bowls a wide ball there.
I think it's off the pad, yes, and they come through for a single. That run rate's just slightly creeping up, putting the pressure on the Hotshots here. Ackerman's over, only goes for 3 runs. Great bowling there.
Yeah, Dave, I think...
To be honest, I've never seen him bowl.
You never seen Ackerman bowl? He bowls his leggies, and these leggies are pretty quick. He gives it a good flight. He's not a bad bowler at all. He can squeeze in maybe 1-2 overs in the innings. But in the tournament, he's been really confident, backing himself to bowl in the pressure moments, and he's done a really good job. I think, Dave, I would like us...
As I say, every dog has his day, yeah?
Every dog has his day. And I just want to just pick your brain here a little bit, Dev. When we're chasing a target that we're currently chasing now, and they need 62 from 42 balls, which is still close. They're 20 runs away from the target. And that's a great shot by Ethan Bosch there, hitting it down to third man with third man up, and it goes for 4. I just wanted to ask you in terms of how it should be structured. Should you try chase that a little bit earlier, put pressure on the bowlers and just make it easier, or do you just keep on batting as long as you can? Because if you look carefully here, they've lost 2 wickets only. They've lost 2 wickets with 8 wickets in hand, and they still have another 6.5 overs to go. So if they had to lose a wicket per over and still go for the targets in the required rate of 8.5 now, they could still reach the target. Or do you think they hold?
Dizzy, I think if they try and achieve, as a wicket falls there, Ethan Bosch wicket falls there, swinging across the line, chopped it on. That's a massive blow for the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. This can change a lot in this game, Doozy. Coming back to my point, I think as long as they try and achieve 1 boundary and over, they can almost cruise into the last 3 overs to win this game.
That's very, very true there, Dev. Once again, Ethan Bosch looking to play across the line. And chops onto the stumps there. Something that I've spoken about a little bit earlier in terms of playing with the full face and keeping it nice and simple. Yes, it gets boring at times, but you take it as deep as you can. As you said, hit that 1 boundary. And Guy there, bowling just outside off. Ethan Bosch goes across the line, tries to target the short boundary, chops it onto the stumps, and it looks like it's going to be an interesting finish to this match, where the Hotshots are under massive pressure right now with 7 wickets in hand, needing 58 from 40 balls. And the ShoFire Lions, I'm sure, are going to up the intensity in the field and look to bowl wicket to wicket. And let's see which team is going to have the coolest head and make sure that they cross the line. This final is absolutely exciting.
Yes, I hope the Lions learn from the Hotshots and go back to their strike bowlers to pick up 1 or 2 extra wickets here and really turn on the heat on the Hotshots here.
Yeah, Sheldon Mungry just walked in here at number 5, gets a really good ball from Guy, who nips it back over the stumps. And I think it's going to be really, really interesting for the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. And if they really had to cross the line here, they would have batted really, really well, needing to go at 8.9.
Full and straight there. Gets a single. 2 balls to go in this over. Can he pick up another one here for the ShoFire Lions? The run rate now required run rate is now at 9, and I think with the batters to come, but might just have that added pressure on them to take this home for the team.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be big. Big player now is going to be Rahman and how he goes about the innings. He's a big player for the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. He's a player, like I mentioned earlier, who hasn't really done much for his team throughout the tournament, and this could be a knock that they need him to play to cross the line for his team. ShoFire Lions would love to win this competition, and this makes it so exciting to see which team is going to come out on top. And Dev, calling it, who's winning this one?
Dizzy. That's a tough question at this point. But if you look at that rate required, it will take something special for them to bring it back here.
Yeah, I think we're in an interesting part of the game here. Run rate has gone up to a 9.3. Every single ball, it seems like it moves up. And currently right now, they're at 6.9 runs and over. The Hollywoodbets Hotshots definitely believing they can do it. And the ShoFire Lions also knowing that the batting side is under massive pressure, as we can see that it's exciting times to come. But Dev, honestly speaking, I think that wicket of Ethan Bosch is a big one and will put the Hollywoodbets Hotshots under massive pressure.
Agreed there, Doozy. As Ackerman comes back into bowl, gets distracted by the non-striker there. If he can bowl a good one now, gets an inside edge there. They get a single. Ackerman just flighting that one up there.
Yeah, Dev, that's a really interesting shot look to play that by Rahman there, when previously he was able to hit over extra all the way for 6, and he looks to play on the leg side when the ball is on the offside. Shot selection plays a massive role, specifically in this period. And under pressure, the best options and are the most easiest ones, but sometimes as players we can complicate them. Sheldon Mangru here, looking to play a cameo, but unfortunately has faced now about 4 balls and made 1 run.
And he's out. The pressure creeping in. Players looking to advance, and he hit it straight to cover. Ackerman just flighting it up there, giving him a little sniff, and he hits it straight to cover.
Yeah, I think that the tables have definitely turned. It looks like the ShoFire Lions are favourites right now. 90 for 4.
Quite right at 10 and over after that wicket. Not even the rain will be able to save them.
Yeah, Dev. It's been a really good final, an exciting final. It's not over yet.
It's not over.
It's not over yet. Someone can come in here and play a knock that can change the whole game. And I feel that they've got to believe. The Hollywoodbets Hotshots have to believe they can do it. And I think someone has to come in there, have nice high intent, look to rotate the strike, find as many boundaries as they can, and play positively, because that will definitely make a difference. And I think both teams here know that this period, or these next couple of overs, will determine the game. And it's important for both teams to stay focused, and we're looking forward to see which team will come out on top.
As Martins comes in to face Ackerman, wonder what the approach will be. Ackerman in short, and Martins hits it straight to the sweeper, and they only get the single. Ackerman fires it in, single to short 45 there. Let's see if he can end this over. been bowling really well, very economical.
Marcus Ackerman animated there, looking to get the nick off the batter, and it looks like the Hollywoodbets Hotshots needing 10.6 runs and over now. And I think we spoke about it a little bit earlier, Dev. The best way and the only way to chase the target like this down is to hit that one boundary in an over and go all the way through. And it looks like the last couple of overs, the Hollywoodbets Hotshots have struggled a little bit with getting the boundary which they need. But they've got to believe a couple of boundaries in an over, strike rotated, you probably can get that 10 runs and over. But when it's at 10s, you have to hit the boundary, at least a boundary and over. And there's exactly 5 overs, and they've got to hit as many boundaries as they can and rotate the strike at the same time. But it's going to be interesting to see. A player like Rahman is going to play a massive role.
Agreed, Doozy. The press is now way back on them as we see them get the single there. Bowler has been bowling a really good spell here for the Lions. New batter Martin's on strike here.
Yeah, it's been very interesting to see how the field has been set here. They've got a deep square cow corner, long on, mid off is up, and a sweeper and third man.
Very interesting field indeed, Doozy.
So probably looking to tuck it or wicket to wicket, back of a length, not allowing the batsman to get underneath the ball and hit over mid off.
Well bowled there. Batsman's thinking of taking one, but hit really good to back with point there.
Yeah, it's been really pretty interesting to see the game plan here and what the bowler's trying to do. It's bowled a really good over so far, and the Hollywoodbets Hotshots definitely trying to get a boundary right now in this period of the game. There goes the shot.
Hits that one well and saved there by the pitch that's under construction.
Dev, the boundary that we've been talking about in over hasn't been hit yet. But I think it's important that the batters understand and know that 10 runs and overs does require you to hit a boundary in the over to make sure that release you of the pressure. That run rate keeps on going up. It's at 11.1 now, and we hope that they're able to drop it with a boundary at some stage.
Balls low full toss, hit out to the deep, and they only get a see that was their boundary opportunity right there, and they miss out on it. Low full toss to the short boundary. You could have hit that ball anywhere, Doozy.
Yeah, I think we've got to look back at that wicket of Ethan Bosch, and that was a big wicket and a big player for them, and it looks like the run rate has gone backwards and the required run rate has gone up, and Rahman still plays a big role.
Rahman hits that one out into the deep. Long one comes around, they come back for 2, and he misses the stumps. They get their 2 runs, and the Lions fielding continues to disappoint.
Currently right now they need 47 from 24 balls. This ball is big.
So balls it into the deep, and the catch is dropped.
Once again, dropped in the field by the ShoFire Lions. That was brilliant ground covered by the fielder in the deep there, but unfortunately puts it down. And the ShoFire Lions' fielding display tonight hasn't been the best. 100 for 4.
Dismal to say the least.
Oh, Jeff, I didn't want to say that, but I could agree with you there. that the fielding has been absolutely shocking, but we won't go into that. They've really put in a great effort there, but they've dropped several catches now and many misfields. 4 overs to go, needing 45 runs, currently needing to go at 11. And I guess someone or one of these batters have to clear the boundary.
Yes, sir. Someone has to take on the bowlers here, make a game of it. As we see, the young old Matthew Pollard comes back into the attack.
You and the young old Matthew Pollard has been a really good bowler for the team, and he'll look to close off this inning by trying to maybe pick up a wicket, putting pressure on the batting side, and clear death plans coming into play here. Looking at the field that he's set, what line do you think he would be bowling, Dev?
Looks like he's gonna be bowling straighter here. Good bowling there by Pollard. Running in with some intent.
Yeah, it looks like he's found rhythm here and he's found good aggression here, looking to hit the deck nice and hard. But currently right now on the death, looking to go into the block hole. He's done a really, really good job here, Matthew Pollard, for the team. And when you look at his figures, he's bowled 2.1 overs, he's gone for 13, getting a good economy of 6 runs and over.
Pollard short, that one hit into the deep, and they only take 1. You can definitely see the intensity of running between the wickets has dropped, as I think the scoreboard pressure has come back onto them.
Yes, it's been really, really interesting here. Rahman has batted through the inning, striking at 113 strike rate. I think he probably will be looking at about 130 odd. And
Pollard
his team
short.
would be in a different position, but Pollard bowls nice and short there to Martins. Martins tries to cut it over point and squirts off the outer half of the bat to third man.
Pollard runs in.
.40 from 20 balls. Dev, it's slipping away here from the Hollywoodbets Hotshots.
And quite quickly.
And I think it's important that they hit a boundary right about now.
The ball goes up in the air, and the catch is taken. Pollard picks up a wicket. Definitely the pressure coming through here, Doozy. As our Hotshots try to advance and bring that run rate down.
Dave, things are slipping away from the Hollywoodbets Hotshots, and it looks like ShoFire are favourites now to take the
They are
final.
definitely on fire.
And it looks like they stand a really big chance of restricting the Hollywoodbets Hotshots.
Dizzy, I think what you said previously, regardless of the scores on the board, is in a final to chase down is that immediate pressure onto the batting team.
Yeah, I think when you look closely at both teams, one thing that I think Rahman tried it, but one thing that we would like is a batter to stay in for a period of time, bat at a certain rate, put the other team under pressure. Ramon batted really, really well, did well for his team and anchored the innings, but I felt his strike rate was a little bit low and could have pushed on and maybe gone at about 125, 130 strike rate, but he was roughly at about 110 strike rate, but he played a really good innings. He anchored the innings for his team. And Ethan Bosch was the guy who was the enforcer and a person who needed to be there a little bit longer. I think that part of the game was big for the Hollywoodbets Hotshots. And ShoFire have done really, really well here. I think it's been clear plans from the bowling side. They've backed the seam a little bit more than the spin. And their spinner that did bowled really, really well. Marcus Ackerman also came in as their second spinner and did a job. And it's been a really exciting final, but it looks like the ShoFire Lions, unless someone plays a special knock right now, are most likely going to win the game.
Who's your man of the match, Doozy?
It definitely would have to go to Marcus Ackerman for that explosive knock that he played earlier in the first innings, putting his team on the front foot. After that, they lost a lot of momentum. And from watching all the games that I've seen and watched, I think player of the tournament has to go to someone like Marcus Ackerman, who's played really, really well throughout the whole tournament. His bullet team was able to score 100. Even at in the final, he showed up, did well for his team, fielded well, bowled a couple of overs, and looked like someone who really controlled the tournament, which was good to see.
Yes, Doozy played with good intent. Showed off his abilities as that one gets scooted down to 4. Yet again, lazy work on short 45 there.
Impossible is nothing. 34 from 16. It is still possible with 5 wickets in hand. The Hollywoodbets.
We've seen it happen, Doozy.
Hotshots have an opportunity to do it, but they have to believe, and I think someone has to strike it out of the stadium. One thing that I haven't seen a lot of, Dev, and it's very interesting, is 6 hitting ability.
That's very true, Doozy. As another wicket goes down, Martin's gone. Tried to heave that one and loses his middle stump.
Yeah, Dev, I've been really, really disappointed with some of the shot selection from some of the players. Maybe they're targeting the shorter boundary, but a lot of the players have been going across the line, missing the ball, getting bowled. Whereas maybe you could look at Kyle Corner, long on, be able to strike the ball over the bowler's head. The bowlers have done exceptionally well, bowling wicket to wicket, putting the batting side under pressure. If you miss, they hit. And a good old saying that has worked for bowlers, guys running in, having clear plans, wicket to wicket, you miss it, LBW, bowled, and giving yourself the opportunity to get caught if the batter hits it, and it's been really, really good. The ShoFire Lions have kept it simple, and it looks like their pattern and plan has worked really, really well in these conditions, and I think that the ShoFire Lions, against all odds, have done really, really well in this tournament, and I think a team that should and definitely should win this competition with 34, defending 34 from 15 balls.
Yes, they kept it quite simple. All their bowlers full and straight and at the stumps, and it has paid off for them.
100% here. It becomes really difficult when the team has to score more than 2 runs a ball. It becomes a lot. So let's see if they're able to do it here.
That one getting squeezed into the leg side. Will they turn for 2? Yes. Much better fielding effort there from the Lions.
That's very true there, Dev. That's exactly 14 balls left, 32 runs, 4 wickets in hand. Required rate at 13.7.
2 balls left in this over. Similani runs in here. Great delivery, full and straight at the pads, and they get a single. Tuesday, this game is running away from them ball by ball.
Yes, Dev, before the game finishes, would like to thank everybody who's been involved in this tournament, played their role, sponsors, players, supporters, spectators, everyone who's come and contributed in such a beautiful tournament out here in KZN, representing all the different sponsors. Hollywoodbets, Kingsmead Cricket Stadium has hosted a beautiful tournament, and thanks to everybody who's played the part. Really massive shout out to Kushen, who's run the whole organizer of this competition, who's done really, really well. Long nights. The last 2 weekends have been absolutely brilliant. Congratulations to all players. We've seen really good cricket, and thank you for rubbing shoulders with everybody and playing a massive part in helping out people on and off the field that have contributed, groundsmen, scorers, umpires, everyone who's played a massive role in the tournament for us to do and have and showcase a showcase that has been really attractive and really entertaining. Dev, the party corner there at Castle Corner. The party corner at Castle Corner is calling us ShoFire. We on fire.
Dizzy, yes, unbelievable tournament. I think a lot of good memories created for a lot of young players and club cricketers. Getting to play here on Kingsmead, getting to play amongst the hero.
ShoFire. We on fire.
He's already vibing there at Castle Corner, it seems.
ShoFire, we on fire. ShoFire, we on fire. I won't lie, Dev, it's been absolutely entertaining. I've enjoyed it. It's been entertaining, and it's always good for guys to have fun, and the ShoFire Lions have definitely played really good cricket. Probably came in today as one of the favourite teams to win between them and the Hollywoodbets, Hotshots, and here we are watching the ShoFire bowling their last couple of balls before winning the game. Matthew Pollard
gets heaved into the deep. They take a single. No interest in the second. As we moved into the second last over of this innings.
Yeah, second to last over of the innings now. The required run rate now has gone all the way up to 18 runs and over. It looks like ShoFire is definitely going to be taking this down. And
as Pollard picks up another wicket, massive heave there from the batsman, missed it completely and loses his off stump. Good bowling from Pollard yet again, just full and straight, and picks up his wicket.
ShoFire, we on fire. Dave, I've absolutely enjoyed commentating with you.
Doozy, like I said previously, I think we should do this with all our domestic games. There should always be commentary on pitch vision.
This is very, very true. I've absolutely enjoyed it today. KZNCU, Castle Corner Bash. I've absolutely loved it. And we're about to come to a close to a wonderful tournament. Thanks once again to the viewers, people that have tuned in here on YouTube. It's been absolutely amazing, a lot of fun. And let's keep the game interesting and exciting. And it's good to see that a good brand of cricket has been played throughout the whole tournament. And I'm super excited for what has to come and what this tournament can grow into. Thanks to the sponsors, thanks to the supporters, thanks to the players, the people behind the scenes, and thanks to everyone that has contributed to such a wonderful tournament. And it looks like it's going to be a good one.
Yes, Tuesday, as this game comes to an end, we look forward to the Springboks taking on Argentina.
For real, what time?
No.
At 9 o'clock. They have at 9 o'clock, so they should be playing any minute now.
Kick off 9:15.
Yeah, Dave, so what's
Crucial
your
game for the Springboks there. They need to win.
So what is your plan after this, Dave? Are you going to be watching the Springboks here at the stadium? Because the atmosphere here is really nice. I think it would be nice. They should have TVs around for us to watch the game.
100%. I think Castle Corner is the place to be.
That's 100% true. As we look at Castle Corner, Dev, I actually could leave you here and go to Castle Corner because right now that place is on fire with the ShoFires.
Last over of the game here, guys. The Hollywoodbet Hotshots require 24 runs from it. Similani runs in. First ball. Stop. 2 runs from it. They required 22. Nothing's impossible, Doozy. Nothing's impossible.
No, that's very, very true, Dev. But nothing is impossible, but sometimes a no ball 6 can change the whole game. I've seen it before.
3 sixes.
Three
and you're
sixes.
winning this.
And you're winning the game. So let's see how it ends off. But it's been a really, really good game. ShoFire. Definitely will be celebrating after this.
That one gets heaved for single. Down to the mid-wicket area. Similane bowling well here. Great delivery by Similane. Right into the block hole. Three balls left.
Similani running in.
And he bowls a wide. Nineteen to win of 3 balls here, guys. And we get a 6.
We've been missing that the whole inning, and that has been absolutely crunched away by Jordan Gregory. He's hit 2 sixes already. Unbelievable.
2 sixes and we have a tie, people. Do we have a super over or is it a bowl out or what happened?
I don't know, Dave. This looks interesting. He hits 2 sixes and they're on. Oh, no. He hits it all the way to long off.
And
Comes
they
back.
run back. And they get 2.
The margins in the game of cricket, Dave. Who would have thought an over ago that they could be in this position? Anything is possible. This ball is big for Andile Similani. 11 from 1.
The last one.
All he needs to do is bowl a legit ball, and the ShoFire Lions are champions of the KZNCU Cricket Castle Corner Bash.
What an unbelievable tournament comes in India. As the last ball goes out into the deep, and they will run there too, and it's out, and the ShoFire Lions win it. They're the inaugural winners of this T20 competition. Well done to them and their staff. Great result. Well deserved with that bowling performance.
Quality stuff by the ShoFire Lions. Fire! We on fire! ShoFire! It's been really, really good having everybody here on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for playing their part. And congratulations to the ShoFire Lions. Congratulations to all teams involved. Hollywoodbets, Hotshots, unfortunately, come out second best and come out second in the competition. And it seemed like the target that they'd set, the ShoFire Lions, was good enough at the end of the day. Well batted to the batters that contributed. But massive shout out to players like Marcus Ackerman, who has done extremely well in this tournament and I think deserves man of the tournament. And congratulations to other people that have contributed. Congratulations to all teams, all players. And we are about to make an awards ceremony moving on all the way to Castle Corner to have the celebrations. Thank you, Dave, for having me. And
Dizzy, thank you for the chat. I think it was real fun commentating on these games. To backroom staff, guys here commentating on the cricket. I like the idea. I think we should do it again.
thanks, Dave.
And that's us.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night. Good luck to the Springboks and enjoy the rest of your evening. Your phone.
ShoFire Lions, they did great. Their work was so effortless. Thank you very much.